Leafs Nation, hear me. I had a vision recently. The other day I had a vision while walking my dog, Iggy, who is named after what Sidney Crosby yelled when he scored the golden goal in Vancouver in 2010. His name was birthed from glory, this dog. And while I was walking him, gazing upon the beautiful Leafs Nation, Oshawa to be specific, shut up, a vision came to me. And that vision was, I would be sitting, talking to you, on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Oh yeah, big boy stuff, big boy pants. I'd be sitting here talking to you, celebrating a Leafs first round win? No. Second round win? No. Eastern Conference? No. My vision was me talking to you, celebrating, crying, sobbing, shaking, throwing up because the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup. It's going to happen. You got to talk it into existence, everybody. It's going to happen. So without further ado, to everyone who's watched one of these streams before, welcome back. And if you're new, hi, I'm Steve Dangle, and this is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian, and they have some very special things going on. One special thing in particular. What's your dream? Hoist the Stanley Cup above your head? Sure. But after that, you got to put that thing down. Got to put it down on the ground. And you got to fill it with something. You have an opportunity to buy, it's limited edition from Molson Canadian, beer that was actually, look at the graphic. Look at how fancy we are right now. Beer that was kissed, not by Phil Pritchard himself, but by the Stanley Cup itself. If you want that, Molson Canadian's got you covered. Beer that was actually kissed by the Stanley Cup. Limited quantities because the Stanley Cup does not live at any factory or distillery. It lives, well, in the Hockey Hall of Fame. It lives in a traveling box. And it lives right there. Right there, Leafs Nation! Oh. Game 1, round 1, and my voice is already squeaking. We're going to fly by the seat of our pants, but we're going to get this done, everybody. And we have a contest. We have a contest that you're going to know more about. First intermission, but it's for new merch. So, if you've been to shopsportsnet.store, you know, there's hat pick stuff, dang it stuff, Hey Berkey stuff as well, but I don't get any money from the Hey Berkey stuff. I didn't work on that project. We have lots more stuff, including, where did I put it? That's a dang it beer steins. How wonderful is that? You could definitely use that. Or, if you bite someone once, it's biting. If you bite someone twice, it's eating. Launched a bunch of new merch today. Hoodies, baby stuff, beer steins, all sorts. And the coffee mugs are bigger now. Shopsportsnet.store. Check it out. We're going to be doing a contest at First Intermission where you have to guess the answer to a skill testing question. That question is probably going to blow your pants off. And if you get the answer right, you'll be among the people to potentially win one of 10 free merch items from shopsportsnet.store. Folks, that's all the homework. You may be seated. You may put your pencils down. Pay attention. Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. Here on Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. Game 1, round 1. How you feeling? I don't know. I don't know if I like the Leafs' chances. I've heard a lot of people say, I think the Lightning might just be too good. The Lightning have been there before. You know what? I'm old enough to remember when the Lightning were the pinnacle, were the poster kids for choking. They won the President's Trophy 2019, taking a plane, different spots, different beautiful spots throughout this fine land of ours, fat and happy. And then the playoffs begin. 3-0 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets after one period. And they decide they are going to sleep and snooze and snore their way to a Stanley Cup, only to lose that game and the 3 that followed, a 4-game sweep at the hands of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Lightning had not been there before, and when they had been there, they choked. And then one day, they didn't. And I'm not saying this to insult the Tampa Bay Lightning. I thought I pressed the mute button. I didn't. I'm not saying this to disparage the Tampa Bay Lightning. I am saying this out of reverence. What a privilege it is for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who have not done it, who have not been there before, who have not won a Stanley Cup in the Matthews and Marner era, let alone won a round in the playoffs. What a privilege it is for them to take on a team, a self-made team, drafted and developed for the most part, dating back over half a dozen years. Stamkos, Palat, Hedman, Killorn, Kucherov, Vasilevsky, guys who were first-round picks, depth picks, and so on. What a privilege it is for this Leafs team, who has not been able to get it done, to take on the back-to-back reigning Stanley Cup champions. Game 1, round 1. The time is now, and oh yeah, by the way, new feature in the top left corner. I have a heart rate monitor because a lot of people requested this feature. I think I muted it that time. Puck drop. Leafs Lightning. Holy crap. I'm ready to faint. How about you? I'm at 125? Oh, I'm sitting in my seats. Oh my God. During rehearsal, I was pretty consistently in the 80s and 90s. The game just started. I think it's going to calm down until a big moment. Because I hate the pregame. Who likes standing in line for a ride? No one. Who likes the ride itself? It's fun. Willie! Rebound! Mark Giordano, born to win it in Toronto. Let's go! Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. We are about 1 minute through Game 1 of round 1. Toronto Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay Lightning. The winner gets to keep blue and white. The other has to change to mauve. Didn't the Lightning do that? No. Who did mauve? I'm going to say the Canucks. The Canucks, every color has been their primary color. Big boys are on the ice for both teams. As we get our first whistle, I think. I don't even know. I'm about ready to pass out. My trainer, Chad, is watching this stream right now. Hello, Chad. He is looking at my heart rate with the utmost alarm. We're working out tomorrow, by the way. He said, thank God for the ropes. It's because we have battle ropes in the garage. Ah! Good chance for the Tampa Bay Lightning there. TJ Brodie fending it off. But a delayed penalty coming to the Toronto Maple Leafs very early in this one. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The Leafs penalty kill has been an enormous strength of theirs this season, but I do not like the way their penalty kill. That's not a whistle. I don't like the way their penalty kill matches up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Just the way the Lightning move the puck, I don't think it's a great matchup. I mean, the Lightning are basically already on the power play. Great play by Blackwell. And TJ Brodie will be the first to head off. Was it high sticking? It was hooking. He got into the hands of Brandon Hagel. And then makes actually a pretty good shot block with his skate. But one of the Leafs penalty killers in the box. 2 minutes in. Nikita Kucherov, monster. Steven Stamkos, monster. Neither roster has many places to hide, do they? In Tampa with 2 minutes or less to work as the Toronto Maple Leafs try to kill this thing. Killorn with a great retrieval behind the net. The 8th power play and 8th penalty kill in the league going head-to-head. Love it. Bang. Stopped.
And it comes back around to Kucherov. He was almost as hot as Stamkos.
I keep looking at my heart rate monitor out of pure nerves.
Finished on a 120-point pace. Killorn behind the net.
I don't know. How am I going to do this? Oh! How's that not? How's that not him covering the puck with his hand? No way! Oh, Mitch almost had a bit of a break there, but the Leafs get it deep. 45 gone on this penalty kill for the Toronto Maple Leafs. By the way, if you leave a question in the chat, we do have someone several people monitoring the chat. That's producer Rob. And we will get to those when we can, but off the top, there was a lot of action. Right now, there's a lot of action. The Leafs penalty kill is putting me to sleep. Oh, never mind. I'm back at 160. Well, 30 seconds to go in this kill. Lightning trying to bust through. Corey Perry had a great season this year. He's parked in front of the Leafs net. Perry had 19 goals, if you can believe. Not bad for a guy who was basically signing league minimum. Please, someone give me a job. Almost pots 20. And the Leafs will kill this one off. And Liljegren is looking. And he decides against the stretch pass, but he ices it. Oh, they said he fired it down the ice after time expired. Oh, Jack making a stop there. I think Liljegren might have got a piece of that. Stamkos has been a Leaf killer, man. That's a bad man. It's so weird to me that you... Well, it's not high sticking if you're sitting, is it, Steven? So weird to me that you can't make that pass to a teammate, but you can make it to yourself. Another block off the inside of the foot by the Leafs. I don't know if that's going to be a sustainable strategy. First intermission, by the way, we got an interview coming up that I did recently with Shane Corson. Leaf legend. Everyone who ever played for Leafs is a Leafs legend, according to me. And he was part of some of the best Leaf playoff memories of my childhood. I remember him shadowing Alexei Yashin in that famed series against the New York Islanders. Him fighting Eric Cairns, which we do talk about.
A good little push and end to the season.
Ill-advised, he admits, as the Leafs ice it for a third time in less than 5 minutes here. They're going to have to be real sharp on the face-off. By the way, Anthony Cirelli, center for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have a few guys who can play center and wing. If you haven't been paying attention during either of the Lightning's last 2 playoff runs, that player's special. The Lightning, being filled with so many stars, actually have a lot of underrated players as well, and he's one of them. He gets respect in hockey circles, but I think he maybe goes overlooked by some fans just because of it's difficult to appreciate what he does on a box score. You just sort of realize after a while, oh, his team wins all the time. Alex Kerfoot, by the way, on the Leafs top line in place of Michael Bunting. It looks like Michael Bunting will be back soon. He's just not yet. Kerfoot led the Leafs in scoring in last year's playoffs, if you can believe it. 6 points in 7 games. Whoa! Turnover! Mitch! Oh, it goes wide! Mitch getting the first goal of this series would be something for his confidence, wouldn't it? Leaf fans wanting a penalty. They won't get it. Tampa breaks out 2-on-2. Dumps it in. Brandon Hagel, by the way, drew the first penalty of this game. The Lightning paid a king's ransom for him, but I believe he only had 7 points in something like 30 games since joining the Lightning from the Chicago Blackhawks. But I'm sure the Lightning told him, that guy in the white shirt, he's on it tonight. You might as well make that guy the ref. I'm sure the Lightning told Brandon Hagel, listen, we literally don't care how you perform in the regular season. Just win. My wife just texted me. She's very concerned about my resting heart rate. That's good. Well, and here's why. Mitch! Stopped by Vasilevsky. Gets it to Riley. But it was a turnover. And the shots are supposedly only 2-2 through 6 minutes. I disagree. I want to sue.
Building on fire early here as the puck comes to the side of the net.
Jack was sharp to end the season. That's good news for the Leafs. Good news for Leafs fans. Good news for my heart rate. William Nylander getting in there. Has no support, though. Doesn't come out with it. Engvall steals the puck. Can't keep in the zone, but the Leafs will break back in. Obdi! Almost quite the giveaway there for Liljegren. Calder Cup champion Timothy Liljegren. Won with the Toronto Marlies in 2018. You know, that team was criticized for being full of guys who weren't really prospects, but that's not true at all. Mason Marchment was on that team. Granted, he's no longer with the Leafs, but shut up, bear with me. Trevor Moore. You can look at him and go, oh, well, he's not on the Leafs anymore either. Well, yeah. Helped get them Jack Campbell, didn't they? Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Clifford wants someone. Oh, boy. Ross Colton is down. Ross Colton, who scored the Stanley Cup winning goal last year, had over 20 goals this year. He was real good. And are we going to get a penalty? What happened here? Colton not happy. Cut on the bridge of his nose. It looks like Clifford's going into the box. We're going to have to check out this replay. Clifford hits Ruda. Nothing wrong there. That's a little bit in the numbers, isn't it there, Kyle? As it looks like the Leafs will head back to the penalty kill. Or maybe they won't. No. They're all going to get on the ice at once, and they're going to help clean it. Community service. So that they don't have to... Oh, there you go. I thought you were able to get out of a penalty with community service by cleaning the ice. Let's get to some of your questions, because I don't know when we're going to be able to do it. By the way, this is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. RC Athletics asks, how did you sleep last night? Funny you should ask. Terribly. Genuinely terribly. Really, really bad. And what's especially dumb is I have this half calf to half calf. What's especially dumb is I spent most of today going, but why? Why didn't I sleep so good? Should have been obvious. Tim, thoughts on the Spezza scratch? I think it would be a morale killer had this not been the plan for quite some time. I think Colin Blackwell played his first game, and it became obvious. And in fairness to Keefe or whoever, it's not like Spezza was spectacular in the middle of the season. I'd argue he got a little bit better down the stretch, played a little bit more desperately. He's going to get into the series. I believe that. I don't have a problem with it. Listen. You got to ice your best roster. Now, some of you might go, but Steven, and I would say, are you my mother? Don't call me that. They could have easily iced a fourth line of Blackwell, Spezza, and Simmons, and they might not be in the box right now. And maybe you're right. I don't think Kyle Clifford takes a ton of penalties. You'll probably see his penalty minutes are higher than the average Bear, but I would say that's probably because of fighting majors. Spezza, for a fourth line guy, kind of took a little bit too many penalties, but he's going to be a factor for the Leafs on this playoff run. I think he's going to be just fine. So I'm just told it's a 5-minute major and a game misconduct. I did not know that. Wow.
Power play, as we've mentioned, has been.
So this is a game-defining penalty kill right now. The Lightning with only one shot on their last penalty kill, and now the Leafs are going to be down a man for the next 5 minutes, whether the Lightning score or not. If the Lightning score on this penalty, by the way, just reminding everyone of the rule, it doesn't negate the penalty. It keeps going. The Lightning penetrating the Leaf zone. This is bad. This is bad, and the Leafs have to try for offense on this penalty kill, and it looks like they're going for it. Kerfoot! Wide. Where to go? Out of play. Something I've talked about recently is I don't know how many of these 2-on-1s are going to be available for the Leafs against the Lightning. Well, there's one right there. Nice and early on. Oh, baby. Was this off the bar? Phew, yep. Maple Leaf Square buzzing. Oh, as we're barely 40 seconds in. Whose blood is that? I know that's a terrible question, but it's also kind of legit. Whose blood was that on Steven Stamkos' jersey? Where did it come from? You all just got here. Kerfoot again. Tried to feed that through for Mikheyev, but he can't. Digs it out of the corner. Thought he would have tried to throw that behind the net, and maybe he did. Mikheyev pestering. The Lightning taking their time because they have it. Another key factor here about this 5-minute major is it keeps Matthews off the ice. Which you almost wonder, like, it is the first period, but no, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say, would Keefe get desperate enough to use Matthews on the penalty kill? He may use Nylander, and that wouldn't even be that far-fetched because Nylander has killed penalties a bit this season for the Leafs. Blackwell out there now with Camp. Andre Kasha back in the lineup tonight for the first time in a very long time. I don't know how much he's going to get used. But right now, the Leafs have almost killed off the first 2 minutes. It's going pretty well so far, but that can change in a flash with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Braden Point tries to get it through. Is this going to be, I don't know about a 3-on-2, but Marner. Brody does jump up. You got to get back, though. You got to get back. You got to get back. Mitch. Oh, boy. He must have read that line change well, because I cannot believe the Lightning didn't attack. Oh, what was my heart rate on that one? Oh, Giordano can't get it out. Marner will. Marner's probably going off for a change. Kerfoot to Giordano. Oh! Stop by Vasilevsky. My goodness. Oh, this is... Oh, you can see why I'm wearing this thing. 124, huh? By the way, everyone stop saying, oh my God, this is Steve's resting heart rate. No, it is extraordinarily not. You've been watching. Do I look resting to you? There's Kasha out there for the Leafs penalty kill. Scotiabank is buzzing. Absolutely buzzing.
Now onto the right side for Perry. He'll send it in behind the net. Giordano there.
Giordano's been out there for a little bit.
Comes again.
David Kampf gets it out.
Leafs penalty kill was 8 in the league.
Does the Lightning almost break through? Jack, if you're a goaltender, do what you just did. That's cool. As long as you don't give it away. The Lightning hold the zone. 90 seconds to go in this kill on this 5-minute major because of a hit from Kyle Clifford on Ross Colton. 5 and a game. I believe that means an automatic review for a suspension. I don't know if he will be suspended on account of getting a 5-minute major about 5 minutes into a playoff game is as good as a 1-game suspension. Under a minute to go, Mitch thought about going for it, but he knew Vasilevsky was going to play it.
50 seconds left in the major.
And here come the Lightning, running out of opportunities here. Oh boy, the Lightning get the Leafs deep there, and they have a lot of room to work with. Jack Campbell makes the save. Once again, I'd still love to know whose blood that is on Steven Stamkos. And was that, correct me if I'm wrong, the first shot Tampa had on this power play? I think it was. Spectacular penalty killing by the Toronto Maple Leafs so far, but the job is not done. And then once the job is done, then you still have to play the rest of a playoff game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not great, Bob. Will the Leafs? They do. Under 30 seconds to go. Vasilevsky's got more touches. Oh, no, 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 no. Woo! Woo! I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Oh, here come. What a breakup! I can only assume that was TJ Brodie because that's exactly the sort of thing TJ Brodie would do. What a breakup! 3, 2, 1, and the Toronto Maple Leafs kill a 5-minute major, and Kucherov's going off. Kucherov is going off. Maple Leaf Square going off. Scotiabank Arena going off. It was TJ Brodie, and you can't do that. What are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? You're the league MVP. You think you know the rules? Watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Watch the Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Holy cow. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. So, if you're just joining us, the Leafs killed a TJ Brodie penalty. And that made me scared, but I was happy that they killed it. Then Kyle Clifford hit Ross Colton from behind, bloodied his nose, and he got 5 and a game for that. The Leafs just killed 5 minutes of a Tampa Bay Lightning power play, on which I believe the Lightning only mustered 1 actual shot on goal. Leafs had more shots on goal than the Tampa Bay Lightning did. A few 2-on-1s. Not all of them made it to the net, but a couple did, and Vasilevsky had to be sharp. And as soon as it expires, Nikita Kucherov with the cross-check on the heroic TJ Brodie with the classic L1R1. Get down on that belly. It's my go-to in video games. It's my go-to in video games. And now the Leafs, after that penalty kill, if you love stories, the Leafs scoring on this power play would be an amazing story to start this series. Game 1, round 1, heart rate monitor, but it's not up on the screen, but I was at a 106. Have I dipped into double digits since the stream began? No, I haven't. Thank you, producer Steph. It was more of a rhetorical question, but I'm glad to have confirmation that I am actually this much of a wreck. I have to make a video after this. This is the first game. The first time the Lightning won one of their back-to-back cups, the first game was 8 periods long.
Now you've got an opportunity to just change the entire game.
Austin Matthews
Flip the momentum with a power play goal
at the
here.
face-off dot, doesn't win. Doesn't mean it's over, though. Puck's still in the zone. Leafs hold it. They get it into the corner, but it looks like the Lightning will clear here. Still no. Great retrieval from the Leafs, but it's still time killed for the Lightning as they waste a solid 15 seconds before leaving the zone. Both Jack Campbell and Vasilevsky have gotten an alarming amount of touches this game, and I'm not talking about saves. I'm talking about opportunities to play the puck. The Lightning have been real tight defending the Leafs so far in this game. Granted, we're only a handful of minutes in. Speaking of which, 40 seconds into this power play, and the top unit basically hasn't got set. But they do there, and oh, just wide. Matthews behind the net, but it's stopped by Ryan McDonough, who clears it, and will the top unit get off the ice? You know, Matthews, again, he didn't play on that 5-minute major. Why not just have him play the entire penalty? In the entire power play. It is the playoffs after all. You should maybe be doing that. What a move by Tavares with the feet. Riley, don't lose this. Tavares also wasn't out there for the entire 5 minutes. So Matthews and Tavares should be playing this whole gosh darn thing. Matthews with the move! Wrap around! Stopped by Vasilevsky. Marner with the retrieval in the corner. Giordano. Over! Bomb! Tip! Oh! Marner tried to feed it to Nylander. 25 seconds to go as the Leafs clear it. Now maybe you get some reinforcements over the boards, and the Leafs do. We're dipping into the 130s here, or we're close to it. Kasha back on that second power play unit where he belongs. Man, underappreciated Leaf. He had a great season for them. Getting him back is huge. Not a lot of time to get adjusted, though, is there? Ilya Mikheyev holding it. Penalty is over, but the Leafs still have possession in the Lightning zone. Mikheyev gets it to the point. Liljegren. Engvall on. Wide. Oh, Engvall, get on your horse. Get on your horse. You are a horse. You're a giraffe. Get back there. Nick Paul. Tampa Bay Lightning acquisition from the Ottawa Senators, so boo him extra. Kerfoot pushed back. He's all over the place. He just played like 5 consecutive seconds on 1 foot, and he almost finds a way to solve Andrei Vasilevsky. Put some respect on Kerfoot's name. His cap hit makes it so that he's constantly... Oh, Tavares had actually a pretty good opportunity there. Kerfoot's cap hit of $3.5 million per season, and the fact that he makes less than that in actual dollars this season and next, it makes him a frequent subject for trade rumors. Man, he does, listen, in the regular season, he does have invisible games. He does. Like, really invisible. But if you watch the playoffs last year, that loss at the hands of the Montreal Canadiens, you can't put a ton of that on Kerfoot. Hydrate. Hydrate, kids. You saw the heart rate monitor. You got to hydrate. Shout out Chad. Can we get a shout out Chad in the chat? Matt, what's your pregame rituals? Like hyperventilate, dude. Like I don't really have any. Make sure I have my water next to me, and that's really about it. Well, for the rest of the playoffs, have some sort of rehearsal with all the crew behind the scenes, and we got a great team here at Sportsnet on Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Hyperventilate. That's what I'm going to go with. Brandon, what are you hoping to see tonight, win or lose? Okay, so yeah, I can't just say, well, the Leafs win. I want to see Kasha be a big positive factor for the Leafs. Usually when a player gets back in the lineup, you just want to see that they're able to skate an NHL game. You're not necessarily expecting them to be a world beater. He's on the second line of the Leafs as they take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And apart from that, the Leafs only have 11 forwards on account of Kyle Clifford got himself kicked out of the game very early on. By the way, click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends as we come back from commercial break. Toronto Maple Leafs, big boys on the ice. Matthews, face-off dot, gets cleaned out there by Cirelli. And if I was a betting man, I would say the Lightning are going to have Cirelli on the ice for Austin Matthews more often than not. Kerfoot stays on side. Lightning clear. After a pretty hairy first... No, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. There goes Braden Point. Listen, click like and subscribe now while I can still get the words out of my mouth. By the way, yes, we are doing this for every game. Every Leafs game. Not every game of all the playoffs. I would, confidently, I would die. Confidently. Medically impossible, I would die. Every Leaf game? It's only a maybe. Slick little move from Brody. Throws it in front, no one there. Or rather, everyone there. Maybe that was the problem. Engvall! Vasilevsky's such a strange goalie, man. He looks comfortable. He looks uncomfortable. He's hard to read. Oh, William! Is he going to break through? He does! And Vasilevsky gets the poke, but it looks like the Leafs will go back to the power play. Kampf arguing the Lightning never had full possession there, and that play should have been able to continue. Good enough. Mikhail Sergachev, one of the Lightning's defenders, who is useless, by the way. And I'm not saying that because he's bad. I'm saying that because he cut his hair. He took away all his power. What are you doing? You don't see Kucherov cutting the feathers? Sergachev takes down William Nylander, who had a great opportunity, and you know what? Honestly, that might have been a worthwhile penalty to take. Nylander's still out there, as the Leafs were 0 for 1 on their one power play so far. One shot. Tavares out there for the faceoff, and he will get it. The Leafs get it back to the point. Mitch, bang! Stop. And the Lightning get it out nice and early. Morgan Riley, do that shoulder check, bud.
I think that's something you got to try to get it up in the top third around the ear and the shoulder. He's so good down low.
Austin Matthews, he's got to have a big series if the Leafs got a shot. He did a lot of positive things in the Montreal series defensively, not nearly enough offensively. Marner, the Leafs can't hold it. That's offside. That's offside. You got to go. You got to go. Willie, get out. Oh, my God. Cernak is just able to kill all the time in the world.
So just over a minute remaining in the Sergachev penalty with
and Tavares and Matthews getting back some of that ice time that they lost for Clifford's 5-minute major. Mitch Marner essentially hasn't left the ice. Blackwell I saw out there on the penalty kill. I don't remember the last time I saw Wayne Simmons. Matthews and Marner working it. 2.5 to go here in this opening frame. Bang! Riley! Ah! The Lightning clear it as the Leafs second unit will get an opportunity here in the dying seconds of this Leafs power play. Oh boy! Yeah, that's a good read from Giordano. Yeah, he basically sacrificed the rest of the time on the clock there. That's a good read. Ooh, mistakes are going to get made. You got to know how to deal with them, and Giordano had that one pegged just fine. Kasha creates a turnover behind the net. Mikheyev and Kasha on the same lines is going to create all sorts of problems for Tampa. Munson scores! The Toronto Maple Leafs open the scoring in the blue and white pool! I don't know who got it, but it was a blast from the point from Jake Muzzin as Scotiabank Arena gets to their feet. Maple Leaf Square gets to the feet. You, wherever you are, on your phone, tablet, TV, stand up. Grab someone next to you by the ankles, hang him upside down as Andrei Vasilevsky watches the puck whiz by him. I don't know if that touched the thing. Mikheyev maybe at the very end. Let's watch. I don't know if that touched a single thing. It's just a Jake Muzzin blast. People forget how costly his injury was in the Montreal series. He was so instrumental in the comebacks in Game 5 and in Game 6. And here in Game 1, with as clean a bill of health as you can hope for, he opens the scoring. Jack with a save. Only the fourth shot he's had to save in this period. And considering the Lightning have had 7 minutes on the power play, that is nothing short of miraculous. Nothing short of miraculous. Leafs, interesting strategy there. I don't know about that. Lightning get their 5th shot. Under a minute to go here in the first period. You got to go to intermission feeling good about yourself here. You got to protect the lead. Heading into first intermission, Mikheyev with a hit at the line. Can't get it. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. The Leafs will get one more line change in here. You cannot let the Lightning tie this thing up. Muzzin battling with Maroon. He's the reason we're here in the first place. With a 1-0 lead in Scotiabank Arena. This is why you fight for home ice. Who says the regular season doesn't matter? Corey Perry, it centers it. Blocked by William Nylander. 16 seconds to go. Up the ice. Here comes Willie. He's on a breakaway. Shoots. Oh, he's stopped by Andrei Vasilevsky. Ryan McDonough up the ice for one more opportunity for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Stuffed at the blue line. John Tavares, get on that pony. And Vasilevsky, yeah. Nervous moments as my heart rate, I think, hits the highest point that it has in this whole stream. A $133. Hey, Chad, take it easy on me tomorrow, eh? What an end to a spectacular first period for the Toronto Maple Leafs. John Tavares with that heads-up pass to William Nylander. After one, Jake Muzzin's bomb. Yeah, he comes pre-made with a playoff beer. After one, the Toronto Maple Leafs lead 1-0 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, despite giving up the first penalty of the game, the first power play of the game, despite taking a 5-minute major because of a hit from behind from Kyle Clifford. You can't do that. And I can't believe that was only the first period. I'm going to actually pass out. By the way, this is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I am Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. And this is not just Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. This is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Limited edition Stanley Cup batch is what it says on the banner. And I am just going to read what the banner says because I am sweating and out of breath. They have a limited edition batch of beer that was kissed by the Stanley Cup. They actually had people there to witness it. This beer touched Stanley Cup, and it could be yours. What better way to celebrate the Stanley Cup playoffs? Goodness gracious me, oh my. What an opening period. We got some intermission content for you because I obviously need to breathe. I'm going to do some pressure points and breathing exercises. But we got Shane Corson, a little interview that I did with him, his playoff memories from his NHL career. I'm done breathing into the camera. You just watch me talking to Shane Corson, Leaf legend that he is. Steve Dangle here, and like you, I'm a Leafs fan. I'm a long-suffering Leafs fan. It's been a long time since we've watched them win a playoff round, but I know a guy who was there for quite a few of those, quite a few great Leafs playoff memories, and all throughout the NHL. Shane Corson, how you doing, man?
Dangle's doing great, brother. How are you?
Pretty good, but I think a first round victory would make me feel even better. I think it would lift my spirits a little bit,
I'd like to see them go all the way. I know we're going to start with one series, but I want to see them raise that cup. Then we can have a few beers. Molson Canadian Stanley Cup batch is what I'm looking at. I'm doing a little program with Molson. So I was close a few times with Dangs, but didn't quite get there. But this is my chance to sip out of the cup, and that's with the Molson Canadian Stanley Cup batch.
Exactly. We'll talk a little bit about the Molson Canadian Stanley Cup batch because I want to know more about that. But I want to talk about a few playoff memories, and when I think of a few of the deep Leaf runs that I saw when I was younger, I think about that war that you guys had with the New York Islanders and how you were just on Alexei Yashin, like I don't know, it was like a magnet. So what was that whole series like, and what did you learn heading into it? Did you know you were getting that assignment?
Yeah, I knew I was getting the assignment, and you have to buy into the program, right? And it was exciting for me to be able to do that. Yashin's a great hockey player. I actually go to the washroom with him when he would go to the washroom.
What?
I'm just kidding, Dan.
Oh my! I believed you. I thought
Cujo said that after. He goes, Corson would go to the bathroom with him after every time you go to the bathroom. Corson would be with him. So, I mean, it was just incredible. The fans were amazing. The energy around that series was incredible. I got beat up by Karens, but I accidentally kicked them, so I got suspended for Game 7. So I was the most nervous guy in the building in Game 7, but the boys pulled it through and played hard. And I just remember all the injuries and all the guys how much they sacrificed during those playoffs. And then after beating them and leaving the rink, the energy in the streets was incredible. It was just amazing. I think it took Tux and I 2 hours to get out of the downtown area to get back home because the fans were in our windows and everything and just yelling and screaming, and we were loving every minute of it. But it was just an incredible experience in those playoffs.
It takes me 2 hours to get out of the downtown core too. You're not special, Shane. that's just Toronto, man. That's just Toronto.
You're right. It takes me the same amount of time, buddy, after a few Molsons, right? So it's what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Actually, the next thing I had on my list was Eric Cairns. How bad do you want to win to have to go Eric Cairns? What's wrong with you?
Lots of things are wrong. We've taken a lot of punches in the heads over the years. So
fair enough.
I mean, you just got to do what you got to do to try to win championships and win hockey games and win series. So he's a big man. Took a bit of a beating, but I'll take beating for my teammates anytime.
Absolutely. So you talked about the nightmare getting out of the city, but it's like a dream too, because you won. What is your favorite Toronto playoff memory?
Oh God. Well, we just talked about my worst memory, getting beat up by Karens, but I mean, I think, like I said, honestly, to be quite honest, was when we beat the Islanders and I left that rink just to see the way the city was and the way the fans were and how excited they were of us moving on to the next round. It was just a great experience. And honestly, just to look back at those guys, the way they competed throughout the series, we ended up losing to Carolina in the conference finals, which was awful and was hard and was terrible. But our team competed so hard. I mean, we had so many injuries. I think Matts was hurt, Stumpy was hurt, Steve Thomas. I think Robs was hurt, Tux was hurt at all different times. But to see a guy like Alan McCauley, and this is one of my greatest memories, to be honest. It's not something about me, it's about Alan McCauley. The way he stepped up, he was a fourth line player, steps up, he's a first line centerman because Matts is out. The kid plays unbelievable. Just comes out and plays like a stud. And that's what you have to do to win championships. You have to have guys that step in and play different roles and be successful at those roles. And Alan had accepted his role all season long as a fourth line center. And then all of a sudden he jumps in and he's our first line center and he does an unbelievable job. So for me to look back, and he's such a nice guy. Alan McCauley is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life. And to see him step into that role and be successful at it, it made me feel really good and really proud of him.
I'm glad I didn't even have to bring him up. Alan McCauley, man, that was a special playoff run from a special player that this fan base, if they didn't know him yet, they definitely knew him after that. And maybe that could bring us to this year's group because wow, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. They're extremely skilled. They have a 60 goal scorer, and they also have when it comes to baggage, they'd be paying overage fees for sure. What do you think of this year's group and their chances, and what do they got to do?
Well, honestly, I think they have as good a chance as anybody. But as we all know, and I've been through a lot of different playoffs. I think I played 140 playoff games and went to the Stanley Cup once, Stanley Cup final once, went to the conference finals, I think 3 times. It's going to come down to goaltending and staying healthy. Honestly, that's if you look back at all the championships, teams have had really good goaltending. So I think it's going to come down to that. I think Campbell can do it. He's shown that. He had a great start to the season, had a bit of a downtime during the middle of the season, but he's come back strong here in the last little while and played well. So for me, it's something you got to come down. And I honestly think they got to get by the first round. I think there's a lot of mental part of it too. There's a big mental part of it for the Leafs right now. And I think if they get past the first round, they're on their way and they can have a good chance. And let's hope they can do it, win the cup and come back. And then we can all drink Molson Canadian and Stanley Cup batch together. So it's going to be exciting, but they got to stay healthy. They got to get good goaltending, and the healthy side of it, I think, really on defense is important. I think they got to stay healthy on that point because they lose Riley or somebody like that. It's gonna be real tough for them to go on in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's myself.
Yeah, but you never know who the next Alan McCauley is going to be, right?
You know what?
The next guy to step up.
And that's a good point. I mean, like that could happen, and it was shown with Alan McCauley. So hopefully we have those guys. I think they are deeper this year than they have been in the past for sure. I think they're much deeper on the defense and on the offense too. I think the forwards are a lot deeper. So, but goaltending, Patrick Roy, Marty Brodeur, Curtis Joseph. You know that we wouldn't have went as far as we went if we didn't have Curtis Joseph, Eddie Belfour. There's all great goaltenders. And if you look at the teams that won championships, they all have great goaltending. I'm not going to ever mention the Boston Bruins or the Tampa Bay Lightning because we're going to beat them in the first round no matter who we play.
There you go. Exactly. That's the spirit that you got to have. And that's the spirit that allows you to drink out of the Stanley Cup like everybody else. What are you doing with Molson this year? What's so special about this beer?
Well, to be honest, I never got to drink out of the Stanley Cup. Like I've mentioned, I've come close a few times, but they got the Molson Canadian Stanley Cup batch that they took. They actually took the Stanley Cup. Phil Pritchard took the Stanley Cup over to the brewery, and they ran a batch through the Stanley Cup, the upper bowl. And now we as fans, because I'm a fan now too, can sip from the Stanley Cup by purchasing the Stanley Cup, Molson Canadian Stanley Cup batch, right? So you can get it anywhere across Ontario. So get in there and get your order in right away, Stevie, because it's going fast. And it's a special edition, obviously, and there's limited quantities. So get in there and get your batch right away ordered.
I will have to get it.
That's your opportunity to sip from the cup.
That's a good tip. Well, and you never know. You just never know. Shane Corson, thank you very much. It's been an education, and enjoy the rest of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh, I will enjoy it with my Molson Canadian. So I'll enjoy it a lot, my friend. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Shane Corson, everybody. What else is there to say? What a first period, eh? What a first period. The Toronto Maple Leafs lead 1-0 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, thanks to a bomb from Jake Muzzin, and almost as important as the goal itself, the Leafs kill off a 5-minute major born from a 5-in-a-game penalty, checking from behind, from Kyle Clifford. About 5 minutes into the game. Wasn't all that smart. The Leafs penalty kill, which I was worried about heading into the series, frankly, not because I don't have faith in them, but because the Tampa Bay Lightning are scary, evil monsters. The Leafs penalty kill was nothing short of magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. So, we got a contest. Here's how you play. we are going to post a link in the chat. By the way, what's at stake for this contest? Free merch out of our new merch that we have added to our Sportsnet collection on shopsportsnet.store. There's a link in the chat. You got to fill out a form. The form contains a question. I'm not even going to tell you what the question is. You got to click the form. You got to see it. You got to see it. The form contains a question. If you answer that question correctly, which you will find out at second intermission, if you answer that correctly, you will be one of the people among the batch selected to win some brand new merch. This is the beer stein. We have another shirt. One bite is biting, or if you bite someone once, it's biting. If you bite someone twice, it's eating. Hell of an album cover, right? Look at that. I'd buy that album. I absolutely would. My mouth betrayed me for a second. There. Oh, I have to tell them. The question is Steve wearing pants? That is the question. So, I'm going to do my best to not stand up during the second period. And you have to correctly answer, is Steve wearing pants? You never know. You never know. I got an alarming amount of texts during that first period asking about my heart rate. Like, people think this is a gimmick, you know? Like, people think I'm not really like this. And I am, like, I don't know what else to show you. For years and years, I've had to tell people, no, this is very much not a bit. And now, 15 years into making videos after every single Leafs game, I now have to prove it to you medically. For goodness sake. I actually pressed the mute button that time. Good for me. Hooray! We do have questions, by the way, in the chat that I will get to. Now, this is me reading. Mark, do you have the passion? Yes, Mark, I do have the passion. The passion unites us all. If you watched my sermon off the top of the show, it's one of my most recent retweets on my Twitter, Steve_Dangle, if you want to check that out. But I had a vision while walking my dog Iggy that the Toronto Maple Leafs were going to win the Stanley Cup this year. It came to me in a vision. In that vision, the Leafs won the Stanley Cup. And that, my passion was already ignited. But now it is on fire. Fuego. Inferno. All over the place. Passion is there. Thank you for the question, Mark. Blackie, is this Colin Blackwell asking questions from the bench? Asks, are you in? Yes. Giant Pie asks, what would you change about the playoffs? I would have the Leafs do better in them more often. I would also probably go 1 through 8 in terms of the format. Like, what was wrong? What was wrong with that? What was wrong with that? I don't understand why we had to go with this division wild card thing. Like, why are we making it more complicated for people to understand? Even the 1 through 8 wasn't truly 1 through 8. If you won your division and your division sucked, Florida looking at you, they used to be the beneficiaries of that sometimes. But if you won your division and your division sucked, third. Third, didn't matter if you were actually the 6th seed in the conference. Silly. You're a silly goose. Cthulhu, an actual demon, sends a question. I'm a Habs fan. Rob, can you ban Cthulhu, please? Actually, no, don't. They're a demon, and I don't want them to wreak havoc on all mankind. Cthulhu says, I'm a Habs fan. I always knew that the devil was... Anyway, I'm a Habs fan, but I'm a big fan of yours. Feels like the word "but" is doing a lot of work there, but thank you. What's your bandwagon like? Do you have comfortable chairs? Can I come? Well, the chairs are extremely comfortable because usually sometime around the spring, everyone gets off of it. The problem with the bandwagon is the shocks because everyone jumps right back onto it in September, October. You are welcome to join the bandwagon, but you just got to be respectful. A Minnesota Wild fan pulling a team out of a hat can be like, you know what? I'm cheering for the Leafs this year. And we'd all be like, all right, bet. Habs fan jumps on board. I might keep that to myself. Puck drop here for the second period. My heart rate is under 100. Isn't that neat? Hooray for me and living. Oh, never mind. Crawling back up. The heart rate monitor is getting unreal feedback as the Leafs begin this second period and now work on defending a lead because they have a 1-0 lead on home ice. This is a great place to be. The Leafs have not done well in game ones in the Matthews and Marner era. Oh boy, this is going to be a partial 2-on-1. Lyubushkin rushing to get back. Oh, and the net is knocked off. Net's knocked off. Yep.
That was Lyubushkin kind of lost his balance for a little bit, so Hagel got in front of him.
That'll wake you up for the rest of the period, huh? You shouldn't need that. Shouldn't need that. Brandon Hagel, he's already been a factor in this game. Knocks the net off there. But he also drew the first penalty of this series on TJ Brody. But he's got to do more than that to be worth what Tampa paid for him. Just a boatload of draft picks.
Top minute man in the opening 20 minutes. Nikita Kucherov had
my trainer who was watching this said no cardio tomorrow.
Almost 3 minutes of penalty kill time in the first period for
See, I feel like that might be the wrong direction. I feel like heart health is going to be very key. I want my heart rate to slowly go down as the games mean more. Because I'm just fit as a fiddle. To give you guys an idea of how fit professional athletes are, Frank Corrado came on my podcast and said his resting heart rate gets as low as 39, which is like reptilian and borderline dead. That is a healthy heart.
A slight hesitation at the line
as the Leafs go offside there.
The importance of having bodies in front of the goaltender. We saw in the goal.
Hydrate, everybody, hydrate.
All the traffic in front of Vasilevsky. Look at the box out on both sides, though, to allow the Tampa.
Ryan McDonough, man.
Not just the
that guy is a
shot,
problem.
When the goaltender loses the view of the pass, that's where the troubles can happen.
He has played an unfathomable amount of playoff hockey in his career. So many of these Lightning players have played a ridiculous amount of games by virtue of being on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Mikhail Sergachev has played, I believe, it's something over 360 games, regular season games in the National Hockey League, and he's played just under 70 games in the Stanley Cup playoffs, which means he's played over 400 games in the National Hockey League. Mikhail Sergachev is 23! Keeping in mind that 2 of those seasons were cut short due to COVID. Unbelievable. Oh, is Liljegren going to get called for that? No. Because the ref is a Leafs fan, am I right? High five. Leafs always get the benefit of the doubt because their office is in Toronto. High five. Send this to your friend who's dumb enough to actually think that. Yes, the league is rigged in the Leafs' favor. The league is rigged in the favor of a team that has not won a championship in 55 years. 55 years exactly. This is the anniversary today. Ah! Jack Campbell covers it up, and you get Nick Paul out of there. You get Nick Paul out of there. No one who has 2 first names can touch my goalie. You get out of there.
After the whistle, but for Timothy Liljegren, he's earned his right to be in the playoff lineup, and these are the kind of plays you have to make early on.
Ross Colton looking no worse for wear after that hit from Kyle Clifford in the first period, and that's not me taking a shot at him. Like, I mean, let's not mince words. You can't do what Kyle Clifford did. I don't care what hockey was like for you growing up. I don't care what you remember watching as a kid. I remember them being slower. I remember them not being able to do between the legs stuff. Oh, is Labushkin going to get called? No. You cannot hit guys from behind. Oh, Riley, good read to keep it in. He knew he had the support of Johnson. Ah! Leafs going to Wayne Simmons early in the second period. He did not play very much in the first because the Leafs spent 7 minutes shorthanded. 4 minutes on the... Oh, no! Woo! Oh, no!
In the pads of Campbell, who I don't think saw it initially.
You know, twice he kind of lost sight of the puck as he was.
I had nothing in my lungs but to say, oh no. Watch this. Puck squirts in front. Nick Paul somehow not able to whack that in. Does Riley get his stick? He might have. And then, oh, that could have easily squeaked between Campbell's pads. Let me just... If you saw that assistant coach on Tampa's bench, by the way, and you're like, that guy looks familiar. That's because that's Jeff Halpern. Why do I know that? Am I a big fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning? You just picked that up watching them in their in all their playoff runs? No, it's because I always used to get them in fantasy drafts. In NHL, was that 2001? Ilya Mikheyev was screaming bloody murder the second that penalty was called, to the point where I didn't think it was called. But it was called, and one of the Leafs' most important penalty killers is in the box. And a 2-minute penalty with Mikheyev in the box is about as hard to kill as a major of any sort. Oh boy. Seemed like Cernak went down a little bit easy, didn't he? Ah, Blade. Blade in the blades. Lip reading with Ilya is tough. It's tough to lip read a snake. Cobra. So here come the Lightning. Unbelievably, only 2 shots on the power play in the first period. Whoa! They're going to be getting a lot on net. What do you think John Cooper's feedback was in the dressing room? Hey guys, what if you shot it? You got it, coach. As Mitch Marner gets it deep, that penalty kill did a lot of skating in that first period, and I don't know if they're going to be going on as many rushes.
A second consecutive Stanley Cup.
I don't know if it's going to be available to them.
Edmonton's pass off Kerfoot. Now Kasha unable to come up with a point.
Question from the chat from Connor said, Steve, did you eat dinner? Yes. Listen, I miss a lot. I do not miss dinner. What was it? Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked, Connor. Burrito. A chicken burrito. Almost got a bowl. And I decided, no, I need the calories tonight. Colin Blackwell breaking in. He's got some speed. Speed that I think caught Victor Hedman a little off guard, and that was a little bit more dangerous than it should have been. But now here come the Lightning the other way with 40 seconds to still work. And the Leafs clear it. Man, this Leafs penalty kill has been sharp. Vasilevsky has touched it more than half the players on either team. I still think Sergachev should have never cut his hair. I don't know what he was thinking. Unless he's going to do playoff hair, as well as a beard. That'd be something. Interesting little pass to... Oh! Poke loose. Who is this?
Here's Cantor to cut in
Is this
against
Morgan?
Sergachev.
No, it's Camp.
And a penalty
As he gets
against
taken down,
against
and that
the
will be a penalty
defender. With 9
for
seconds
Sergachev,
left
his
in the
second
game
of the
clock.
game.
Every coach will say
We'll get
it's a game of
9
turnovers
seconds
and trying
of
to
4-on-4
manage the clock,
before the
and
Leafs
that looked like
head
Clifford
to the
just
power
says it
play.
all. This power play just
I'm interested to
can't
see what the
get
call
entry,
is
turn
here.
the puck over with pressure here, creates a chance at one end. Just a great calmness here.
Here's that Blackwell play with Hedman. He did one little... Yeah, he still handled it with poise, though. David Camp, great read at the point.
Just on the stop up right in the numbers as he gets knocked down. And
I don't know exactly. I don't think they're calling him for cross-checking, are they? Come on. Wow, they are calling him for cross-checking. Boy, if game 1 is any indication, they are really cracking down on those. Wow. That's already, what, the second? Was that the second cross-checking? Kucherov got one. And here comes Anthony Cirelli. I'm telling you, if you're not terribly aware of this player, you will be by series end. He's incredible. Marner does a great job keeping that broken, weird little play alive. And somehow the Leafs have the puck still. With time and space, Riley winds it up, does it. Whoa, Matthews with the shimmy. Riley's going to go over to Marner, and I think he might shoot here. And he does, but it is tipped by McDonough, and it goes out of play. 45 seconds gone in this power play already, although abbreviated. Minus 9 seconds. Don't make me do math. You can see in the heart rate, the pregame jitters are working their way out of my system. I hate the pregame, dude. I hate the pregame. It's the worst part of the... Oh, my God, Vasilevsky's terrifying. I hate the pregame. It's easily the most terrifying part. That and the intermission before overtime. Is that another penalty coming? Oh, rebound! Rebound! Ah! Tampa, I believe, is getting another penalty here. And the Leafs are going to get 1 minute and 4 seconds of 5-on-3. When I saw the ref's hand go up at the blue line, I'm like, for what? Offside? Surely not. I didn't see what it was. Oh, Nylander getting hauled down like that? Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care what it was for. It's this on Mitch, I guess. Yeah, man. Like, okay, so here's, I've always said this about penalties of any kind. You can get away with a lot in the National Hockey League. Refs will let you get away with a lot, and in the playoffs will let you get away with even more. Leafs taking the time out here. You can get away with a lot. You can get away with, like, roughing behind the play, even a trip, an accidental trip, an accidental hook. You can get away with a lot in this league. If it affects possession, you're going to get called. And this goes either way. This goes either way. The Leafs, at times over the past few years, the more and more this became obvious, they yell and they scream and why am I getting called for this? This is stupid. And sorry, you prevented Mitch Marner from getting the puck there by cross-checking him. Was it the strongest, most brutal cross-check I've ever seen? No. But it prevented him from getting the puck. What do you want? It affected possession, and it would work the other way as well. Now, granted, if it happened to the Leafs, I might be telling you, oh, that's soft. But after about 30 seconds, I'd be like, okay, I know why they called it. Leafs win the face-off. A minute to work. 5-on-3. I cannot believe it. I did not think this many... Whoa! Scores! I don't remember what I was about to say. It doesn't matter what I was about to say. Because let me say this. Austin Matthews, the league's reigning, defending Rocket winner, and the first 60-goal man in a decade, puts the Toronto Maple Leafs up 2-0 with a 5-on-3 power play marker in Scotiabank Arena. Woo! Oh my God, let's get a look at this. Mitch, wham! Oh, ew! Look at him. Look at him, like he's at a public skate. And then he turns into the Tasmanian Devil. And the Leafs now, if you can believe it, after scoring that power play goal, get nearly a full 5-on-4, 2 minutes to work with. 90 seconds to go here as Willie accidentally fires the puck into the netting. The Toronto Maple Leafs lead game 1 of their round 1 series against the Tampa Bay Lightning 2-0. And who was that on the Leafs bench who got air? I want to listen. You're all like, Steve, you're out of your mind. This heart rate monitor thing, I'm so concerned for you. Strap one to Kyle Dubas. He's the GM of an NHL team. He's rich. What's his Apple Watch say? I want to know. Oh, that was such a good read from Marner. It just doesn't get through as Nick Paul flies it out, and Tampa's going to be looking for offense here. Oh, no. Willie did not read that from Marner at all. And Tampa, perhaps mercifully, will take the puck for a little bit of a walk here. Oh, my throat. I got to do this for 2 months, huh? No, Steve, you're going to have to do this for 2 weeks. Shut up. Leafs are winning the cup. I already told you that off the top. Matthews, sneaky. Marner with the puck. Swagger, pizzazz. Ah! Tavares in front, banging, crashing. Just not quite scoring. Puck still in the corner. Under 40 seconds to go. The Lightning again try to fly out with it. And Matthews, you thief. Hedman carries it deep into the Leaf zone. That is a big body. Leaf second unit out there for the dregs of this power play. But you could have fooled Andre Kasha. He's going in to score, and he might. Oh, I thought Engvall had him, but he didn't have the right angle for the pass. Ooh! Oh, I thought Engvall had a shot there. As Cernak comes out of the box. Oh, McKayev, you got to watch the penalty, and you're going to get one. Yeah, I don't bother. Someone's got to calm him down. Someone has got to calm him down. You don't yap at the refs. That's an obvious one. I called it the second it happened, guys. Listen, throwing your arm out in surprise does not negate the fact that you did it. Someone's got to calm him down. That is my only little bit of feedback so far, because holy cow, the Toronto Maple Leafs are running the Tampa Bay Lightning right now. Right now. I'm knocking over the screen. Let me fix my hair. I'm ruffled. What is my heart rate? Still crazy? Cool. The Toronto Maple Leafs are up 2-0 to start game 1 of this round 1 series against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Leafs have not had tremendous luck in game 1 in recent memory. 2017 to the Capitals, they had a 2-0 lead and lost that game. This is all off the top of my dome, by the way. They had a 2-0 lead in that game and lost. I believe it was JVR scored about a minute and a half in, maybe 2 minutes. 2018, I can't tell you much about that. All I know is the Leafs went down 3-1 in that series and they lost game 1. They were not very good. Then they forced a comeback only to choke. 2019, they won game 1. They were very good in that series. They should have won. Didn't. Que sera. Game 1 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They lose. Game 1 last year against the Montreal Canadiens. Everyone remembers it was 3-1. Game 1 was the one. They lost that one. So a win in this one would be magnificent and huge. I'm Steve Dangle, and this is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Are we even halfway through regulation? How's your heart rate doing? 111. That's what I got. That's cool. That's fun. That's healthy. It is. It is. Stop it. Hopefully it was very simple. Hopefully they just won the face-off and cleared it, and there wasn't a scoring chance that we missed. I'd be terrified. Leafs penalty kill has been the story of this game so far. I'm stunned. I talked about it as a concern heading into this series. Not just because Tampa's power play is good, but because of how they're good. The Leafs use their offense on the penalty kill as a threat. I didn't think Tampa would allow them to do that, but it's worked so far. Braden Point had a lot of time and space there, and they're going to look for that again. Watch. There he was. Too much time and space for Braden Point. Hedman blasts it from the point. Doesn't get it through. Only halfway through this penalty, and this is about as good a power play as Tampa has had all night. And here we go. Off to the races. Victor Hedman is going to lose this race. Breakaway for David Kemp. Shoots. Scores. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? David Kemp. 1 goal all year last year with the Chicago Blackhawks. 1 goal less than halfway through regulation in the first game of round 1. A T-Pay, Shorty, beating Victor Hedman in the process. Can you believe what we are seeing at Scotiabank Arena tonight? Can you believe what we are seeing in Toronto? Victor Hedman reeling, Vasilevsky reeling as David Kemp puts the Toronto Maple Leafs up 3-0, still less than halfway through regulation, and everyone get their thinking cap back on because the Leafs still have a considerable amount of penalty to kill, over half a minute remaining. I believe it's Corey Perry at the point losing his stick. Outside of that Kyle Clifford hit, this game has been relatively peaceful. I do not see that remaining a thing. Mark Giordano digging in the corner, still 20 seconds. Time is moving at a snail's pace. Who do I complain to about that? Corey Perry rings it wide on the wraparound attempt. Tampa keeps it in under 10 seconds to go here, with the Lightning applying great pressure. It's amazing. I even said just before Kampf got that breakaway, this is about as good a power play as Tampa has had all night. And there it is. There it is. Maroons looking to start something, but no one's giving them anything to play with.
Short-handed situation. They add to their lead.
How is this happening? How is this? You guys were with me. Look at that snipe from David Kemp.
Scores 1 short-handed here tonight.
You guys, it's bedlam. It's bedlam in Maple Leaf Square. You guys were with me on Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. By the way, this is Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. You guys, on Saturdays alone, were there for the Leafs blew, I believe it was a 3-1 lead to St. Louis, 4-1 lead to Chicago. They won both those games. They blew a 4-1 lead to the Colorado Avalanche, lost. Blew a 7-2 lead to the Detroit Red Wings, won. And now all of a sudden, they're playing. I mean, honest to goodness, this is their best game of the season so far. Seriously. Unbelievable turn of events in Toronto. I think the biggest optimist in the world didn't see this coming, but still just under half of regulation to play. That's a lot of regulation. Wow. BM, I'm not going to ask what that stands for, in the chat asks, how would Gretzky do in today's NHL? So here's the thing about this question. So if you take Wayne Gretzky from 1979 and you plunk him down into the NHL, how does he do? Probably poorly. I mean, let's be honest. You're randomly taking a man from a bygone era and plopping him into an era that's completely different. Now, no one ever asked the question, what if Wayne Gretzky as a child had the resources of someone growing up and playing hockey today? All the camps, all the power skating, all the skills training. I saw a video where Mitch Marner jumps off a trampoline. What?
Momentum back in their hands.
If Wayne Gretzky as a child grew up with the resources that players in today's NHL have now, I bet he does pretty well. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that young boy who was a 6-year-old on a team full of 10-year-olds, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he would have done pretty well.
Featured teams coming back, and many of them from a few goals. So
I am coming undone. This is so big. Leafs up 3-0. We got graphics with beer, Molson Canadian, Stanley Cup batch. This is pomp and circumstance, ladies and gentlemen. A heart rate monitor. That's a nice little bit of contact there on Brandon Hagel. Tampa is going to ratchet up the physicality in this one. And are we getting another penalty? I cannot believe the amount of penalties in this game.
They're keeping the regular season standard.
Well, Keefe doesn't like it. To me, as long as you stay consistent. Oh dear, that's not a trip, is it? Oh dear, really? Oh, I don't know about that. Interference. Okay, so there's another example of it affected possession. But I mean, of course, falling down at the slightest touch affects possession. And less than 5 seconds in, Kucherov with a blast already, but he misses. Campbell with a save. Don't count on that continuing. The Kucherov misses. He's going to connect with these things. And oh, what a stop! Oh boy, that little move there is lethal from Tampa. The Kucherov fake shot to Braden Point in the slot. So difficult to stop, and that's probably the best opportunity Tampa's had on the power play. Cirelli getting a little bit of face washing. And I think that's going to be the story of the rest of the game. I think it's going to be very physical. That was an unbelievable save. Oh boy, you worry about Jack Campbell's fingers there. It almost looked like the puck could have hit, under the blocker where the fingers are. He didn't wince, or at least it didn't look like it. Goalies are nuts. Let's be honest. I don't care how nice of a guy Jack Campbell is. The fact that he would choose to be a goalie is a little weird. I love goalies. I wanted to be a goalie growing up. Are you surprised? A lot of goalies are drummers, and I feel like that makes a lot of sense, too. My dad was a drummer. That makes a lot of sense, too. Sorry, Dad. I mean, here comes Ilya Mikheyev. Get on that pony. Braden Point's pretty fast, too. As the Leafs go for a little bit of a line change, and here come the Lightning. That first unit is going to get a lot of work for the rest of the game. Or at least for as long as the Lightning are down 3-0, which they are right now. Kucherov with the puck, looking up. Stamkos with a gimme, and he misses it. Stamkos with a wide open, yawning cage, and he misses it. The Lightning's best chance of the game, arguably the best scoring chance either team has had. Even though the Leafs scored 3 goals in some, I don't know how that's not a goal. Are the Lightning nervous all of a sudden? Oh, Giordano, awkward fall. But he manages to avoid the worst of it, thank goodness. And with 10 seconds to go in this penalty kill, the Leafs penalty kill is not going to get any style points for this one, but they kill it. Tampa still has the puck in the offensive zone, though. That's not good. Lyubushkin helps get it out. Engvall's going to have to get it deep so the Leafs can get some fresh bodies on. It's the second period, so we get the long change here for the Maple Leafs. And Austin Matthews is out there again like a bat out of hell. He gets the puck to the point. Lyubushkin puts it on. Remember, Lyubushkin thinks he's in contention for the Rocket since he joined the Leafs, and he just might be. Already a near scoring chance for the Leafs. And they got a juiced line out there. Matthews and Tavares are out there together. That misses high and wide. But not by a ton. Puck dumped. It's not going to be ice. That out-of-town scoreboard is... You know what? I'm going to ignore it. I'm locked in on this one. And so is Jack Campbell, making the save.
Power play that now is sitting 0 for 5, gets its best
Hydrate
chance,
everybody.
Watch how hard a pass is, and he just can't quite get it in the wheelhouse. Stamkos tries to get down on that.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. That is a Stamkos shot set up by Nikita Kucherov. Like, what else do you want? Honest to goodness, what else do you want? I don't, like, I would love to be a fly on the wall, a fly on the bench right now, and see what Stamkos sees when he's looking at that and going, how can I make that better for next time? Is it the way his stick is angled? Is it where he was standing? Is it the positioning of his feet? I would love to know. Because me, as just a dumb fan, I go, oh man, he's going to score that 9 times out of 10, but he didn't there. Oh, Matthews in the corner is hot. He is pissed. I mean the fan, not the... Matthews isn't on the ice right now. There's Wayne Simmons. He's got to watch his back. Anthony Cirelli behind him. That's a dangerous player. I'm going to keep saying it until you believe me. Jack Campbell pokes it wide, but... Oh boy, the Lightning are really coming on here. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Oh! The Lightning have had a few wide open nets in the last couple of minutes, man. Hedman through traffic. Campbell's got to squeeze that post, and he does. Lightning retrieving a lot of pucks behind the Leafs net. This is becoming a problem. Cernak to Hedman. Hits the back of the net. Giordano can't clear. Kucherov flubs it, I think. Someone on the Lightning flubs it. And a great dump out by Colin Blackwell. Leafs may be fortunate to escape that shift. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh, no. This is bad. This is very bad. Amazing breakup by Tavares. So fortunate. The Leafs... I'm going to shut up. Stamkos. He's going to want that one back. He's going to be shooting it for the rest of the night. As the puck is cleared down, but it's on Andrei Vasilevsky, so it will not be icing. Listen, it's not like the Leafs are dominating Tampa, even though it's 3-0. The Leafs have had, when the moment has presented itself, they've met it every time, whether it's defensive or offensive. Brody with that huge breakup in the first period. Tavares with that huge breakup just now. Yeah, Perry's going to be getting into it. He's going to be a factor for the rest of the game. The Leafs have had their opportunities at both ends of the ice and taken advantage of it. Oh, that's a great block by the stick of TJ Brody, who loves that little L1R1 action. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Tell them all. I don't know how to watch the game. Send them this link and tell them to shut up. Tell them to shut up and tell them to watch this for the rest of the game. Get them. You know what? Someone has probably been texting you throughout this entire game. And you're watching this on your phone and it's bugging you because you keep feeling your phone vibrate or you hear the ding. You send them this link and you tell them to shut up and leave you alone, because I am watching the Toronto Maple Leafs at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, up 3-0 on the Tampa Bay Lightning in game 1 of round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Are you not entertained? Woo! How's that heart rate monitor doing? 116, huh? There is a link in the chat, by the way. We are doing a merch giveaway. Got some new merch on the Sportsnet store, shop sportsnet.store. If you would like to be one of the 10 potential lucky winners, you got to fill out that form and answer a skill testing question. Is Steve wearing pants? Is he? You never know. You will find out the answer at second intermission. It could be second intermission right now, and I wouldn't know. I've the only clock I've been watching is for the power play and the penalty kill, but for the amount of time left in the period, I honestly don't know what we're coming back to. Sorry, I've been biting the inside of my lip too. Oh my god. I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna guess there's 6 minutes left. What's your guess? I want to know. Oh, 404. My least favorite highway.
Kept the minutes for Austin Matthews down. He's at 9:20, but has hit the score sheet tonight with a power play goal. Here comes
Tampa breaking into the Leaf zone with their fourth line. Patrick Maroon, where do you think he's going? To the net. 11 times out of 10.
Able to sidestep.
This is a good matchup for the Leafs. They got their big boys out there against the fourth line, but it's Tampa with the puck. And they don't know where the puck is right now, and that's bad. How is this play still going? I can't believe it. As Matthews kicks it up to himself, and the Leafs get it into the offensive zone. Hairy moment there. Mitch! Hey! The red light goes on! And the kid! The Mitchell of Martyrs! Matthews and Marner took so much grief last year for their failure to get to 4. As they led the team could not get to 4 wins. And how fitting is it that Mitch Marner, with Andrei Vasilevsky down and out, puts the Leafs up 4-0. He wants the puck. Give me that thing. He is not afraid to shoot it. That is his. And the Leafs are up 4-0 with 3-2-1 to go in the second period. And I tell you what, I can't wait till 3-2-1 left in the third, because it's Sheldon Keefe now has the Herculean task of convincing the Leafs to continue to stay on offense, because it's working so well for them. Do not crawl into a shell. I don't care if you're up 10-0. This is the Tampa Bay Lightning. You crawl into a shell, they're going to evaporate you. They're going to wipe you off the face of the Stanley Cup playoffs if you crawl into a shell and let them get back in this game. How about Andrei Vasilevsky? He's letting in. He's allowed a quarter of the shots he's faced. Big contact with Jake Muzzin. Hagel in front. Leafs, man, the front of their net. Everyone was getting their cookies in front of the Leafs net during the regular season, but the Leafs have done a pretty good job protecting it. Not always. They've done a pretty good job protecting it so far in this game. And they get an opportunity in front. Kasha! Oh, him scoring would, I would lose my nerdy little mind. I know he's not Matthews. I know he's not Marner, but gosh darn it, I know he just got here, and I know he disappears for weeks and months at a time with injury, but I love that player so much. Here comes Braden Point, who has been an assassin in both of, Tampa's back-to-back Stanley Cup victories. The man is a goal-scoring machine. Nylander giving him, a lot of people pay money for that sort of massage right there. Luckily, Point is wearing shoulder pads as they blow this dead. Wow. How often do you see that happen? As 91 seconds to go in the second period. I think I'm going to faint. 91 seconds to go. Oh my God, that's his first goal in 540 playoff shifts. 49 shots. I believe his first playoff goal since I know he scored a penalty shot goal in, I want to say, game 1 of the 2019 series against Boston. Was that the last one? Remember, sorry, if this is your first time, I cannot hear the broadcast. So if I ask a question that has an obvious answer, that's why. Also, I'm stupid.
the
85 seconds to go.
Minute 25 to go here in the second period. Marner from Riley and Matthews.
Till the end of June, huh?
Both Matthews and Marner with a
Oh,
goal.
man. Oh, baby. John Cooper, who I've always said looks like John Arbuckle. Not looking happy.
Labushkin.
Which John Arbuckle often isn't. He's the owner of a cat who's very rude, named Garfield. Demands lasagna on a Monday. Here come the Leafs. Matthews. Oh, that would have been a fun goal to clip. Me talking about Garfield eating lasagna as Matthews makes it 5-0. A minute to go here in the second period. The Leafs swarming. Yeah, Riley tries to jam it in, but he gets not a fun welcome. Is he going after Kucherov there? Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, what an opportunity. Matthews just absolutely twirling Steven Stamkos out of his hockey pants. Riley, like, that's a borderline disrespectful shot attempt. That's a shot attempt you try on a team's third stringer who you just found out is playing tonight. You don't try that on Andrei Vasilevsky, but the Leafs have had such success against him tonight. It could work. And Wayne Simmons, if he could just get that into the slot, it could have been a great scoring chance. But 45 seconds to go here. Tampa gets it into the Leaf zone, and the Leafs will try to get it out. And they can't. Not yet, they can't. Still working at it, and they do. Just over 30 seconds to go. I'm losing my mind right now. As the puck goes into the stands. And what is this from Nick Paul? I think Engvall's going to fight in the series, but I don't think it should be now. Yeah, this is an inevitability. Engvall is a huge fan of the angry teeth. He loves the angry teeth. Oh, Pierre, don't. By the way, how many gloves are going to get lost in this series? I just realized they both wear blue gloves.
Are they both going, or would they take just one?
I'm pretty sure at both home and away.
Meeting of the regular season,
You don't, buddy, don't leave your gloves on the ice. Simmons knew Hagel wasn't going to fight. He knew he was. Oh, God, I would love to hear those chirps. Oh, I would love to hear them as Hagel goes off. I imagine Engvall will as well. They'll probably just give them coincidentals and be done with it. Probably 2 each for roughing. By the way, saying that John Cooper looks like John Arbuckle is not an insult. I just think it's true. People tell me I look like all kinds of awful things. And sometimes I'm like, that's fair. I'd like to look like John Arbuckle. That dude's skinny. No one has been like Steve. Oh, Steve Dangle. Is that the thin one? Oh, that's the jacked one, right? That's the dude who's in unbelievable shape. Well, I mean, now that trainer Chad, who's watching this game, knows what my allegedly resting heart rate is, I think maybe I will be jacked by the end of these Stanley Cup playoffs. 4-on-4, but mere seconds to go here in this second period. The Leafs up 4-0. Absolutely spectacular in this game one so far. And Matthews, again, cheeky, trying to put it off the back of Vasilevsky's head. And that is how we will end the second period in this game one matchup. Muzzin, Matthews, Kampf, Marner, Leafs Nation. Do you now see the origins of my vision? I had a vision that the Toronto Maple Leafs were going to win the Stanley Cup while walking a golden doodle in Oshawa. That is known as one of the most powerful visions in the world. It's going to happen. But first, they have to close out this game. Game one against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Mitch Marner scored the 4th goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs to give them the 4-0 lead. So for this intermission, before we come back, I'm going to throw to a little Mitch Marner content. But not before telling you how good Molson Canadian is, because it is. And also that they have a limited edition Stanley Cup batch where the beer in the limited edition batch was kissed by the Stanley Cup. You saw the footage when I had Shane Corson on first intermission. Phil Pritchard there holding the Stanley Cup right in front of the giant tank. How do I get one of those in my house? I mean the cup, not the tank. I would like both. I will definitely take both. If you would like some limited edition Molson Canadian Kiss by the Stanley Cup, it's available. I'm just telling you, Shane Corson said he got a little sneak peek, and I'm very jealous of him. Now, for the content that I was talking about before, my producer was like, the read, you stupid. Sorry, I'm frazzled. You saw the heart thing. Thank you, producer Steph. You're the best. Cabby talking to Mitch Marner, and after that, we're gonna get a little from Grav from the Sportsnet YouTube channel. If you don't know him, get to know him. I like this young man. So enjoy the Sportsnet original content. We will be back with the second intermission. Leafs up 4-0. I'm Steve Dangle. This is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, and enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the young man in front of me is one of the best wingers in the entire sport. This is Mitchell Daniel Marner. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I wish it's really like you're embracing it.
Yeah.
Bro. It's been a while. Congrats on 35 goals this year. A couple of stats on the ways that you've scored. So via snapshot, 12 goals. Via wrist shot, 12 goals. Via slap shot.
I don't know. Is it a lot? Clearly, no? Or no, Deeks, I guess I got a couple.
3.
3, okay. That's more than I thought, though. That's probably more in my life.
So when you hear those numbers, you think what?
More slap shots probably than I've thought. But, yeah, I don't know. A lot of try and obviously work on it as much as I could have this summer and try to be a dual threat like I keep talking about. And it's happy enough that I did it this year and, achieved a new best.
Do you remember who the slap shots were against?
I know I scored one off the post against someone. I mean, I don't know is it a full slap shot or is it like a one-timer?
Well, one-timers are slap shots, no?
Yeah.
So
one was against New Jersey, I believe. One against New Jersey in the Beaver jersey. I had one that went off a post and in on a power play, I remember, and our whole power play was joking that was a muffin. I can't remember against who, though.
What does a muffin mean?
It was a light shot. It was a floater, pretty much.
Okay.
And then I think the other one was Ottawa. I think it was Ottawa and New Jersey for sure. I cannot recall the third, though.
I think there was one against Boston.
Yeah, maybe.
Tampa Bay Lightning, Toronto Maple Leafs have a ton of pressure on them. One, back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. The other, the most scrutinized hockey team in a billion years. Which team do you think has more pressure on it?
Can't really relate to their pressure. Obviously, never been there, never played on that team or anything, or the atmosphere or anything. So, I think just for us, we obviously know that we put pressure on ourselves. We have high beliefs in ourselves. So, a better way to start off than playing against the Stanley Cup champions in back-to-back years and seeing, what's our worth.
What a better way to start off, bro.
Yeah.
Against the champions?
You got to go off the start eventually. So you got to try and knock off the Kings eventually. So why not do it in the first?
I suppose. What's the expression? When you come for the crown. To a crown or the king?
Something like that.
Yeah. All right. Aim high.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, Kyle Lowry, the year that they won the NBA championship, he reads everything and he remembers all the slander. From gas bags on TV, media types, insiders, all that. How do you process the slander?
I wouldn't say like that at all. I'm probably opposite. I don't know. I just kind of just stay off it, relax. I read the stuff that needs to be, but I wouldn't go as far as what he said. I don't know. That's dialed in.
Well, he's just one of those dudes that just, I guess when you read some of the good, you will inevitably read some of the bad.
Yeah.
He just remembers. You've assisted on 24 of Austin's goals, the most of any of your teammates. What was the thank you like from Austin to you?
Well, he's always very thankful. He's done a couple really big thank yous for me already and given me a couple things that are just going to keep between us two, but he's a great guy and obviously deserves what he got.
You're not going to ever, are you ever going to share it?
Maybe eventually when I'm done.
Running backs in the NFL, they like gift their linemen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derrick Henry got their dudes, he got the dudes like chains. So whenever you're ready to share with us.
Well, I'll ask him, maybe eventually, but I don't think he did it for the purpose of me wanting to tell everyone and tell the world, and did it just strictly because that's just how great of a guy he is and how thankful he is.
I have something to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
Look beneath your chair.
There's nothing there.
Under your chair.
Oh. What's this from? Is this from,
Just read it for us, please.
All right, dude. There's $25 in it. Mitchie, happy birthday, happy 25th birthday. Number 16, good luck getting the 16 most important wins in your career this far. Gabby, that's a hell of a birthday gift. That is a premature, great birthday gift.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
$25 for a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
So Mitchie, when you come for the King, do not miss. Good luck in the playoffs, my G.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it. Good seeing you.
Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be previewing the round 1 matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings. A series that, trust me, I have a lot of thoughts on. But this is a round 1 matchup that in my opinion has a lot more than meets the eye and could be a lot closer than we expect. But at the same time, how do these two teams stack up against each other, and which team do I think will win this series? Edmonton or the Kings? Watch till the end for the full predictions, and make sure you hit that subscribe button to the Sportsnet YouTube channel for the best sports coverage around. And without further ado, let's get straight into the wackiness that will be this round 1 matchup. Now, if you asked me a couple days ago, or even before I did my research, I would have said the Oilers were the easy favorite in this series and might win this series in 4 or 5 games. But the more I look at this matchup, the more I look at both teams right now, I feel like LA is going to be a very strong opponent for the Oilers to have to face. And although I don't think LA is the favorite by any means, still, I think this is a Kings team that can provide some really great effort and keep this series close. I definitely don't think the Oilers are sweeping by any means, and I think the LA Kings could probably steal a couple in this series. Now, one of the most interesting parts about both the Kings and the Oilers to me is just how much adversity they faced throughout this year. For the Oilers, it was obvious. In the first month of the season, they were among the NHL's elites and riding high, but as the season started to go on, the success started to evaporate for the Edmonton Oilers, and they were quickly forced to fire head coach Dave Tippett. Fortunately for them, under them in the Bakersfield Condors, they had an amazing coach in Jay Woodcroft, and since he was promoted on February 10th, the Oilers are 24-9-3 and went from 5th place to 2nd place in the entire Pacific. Now, as for the LA Kings, they've also dealt with a lot. Although they've been in the playoff race in the 3rd spot around that range for pretty much the entire season, their defense has always been in question and has always been moving. Alex Edler has missed quite a bit of time. Early on in the season, you had their top 4 D-men and Sean Walker have an ACL and MCL tear, and Drew Doughty played his final game of the season on March 7th and is out for the rest of the year, including the playoffs, with wrist surgery. So that defense especially has seen some massive changes, but due in large part to Todd McClellan's system and some solid goaltending as of late, the Kings have stayed in the playoff hunt and are 3rd in the Pacific. Now, the thing is, both the Oilers and the Kings have been quite solid, especially over these past couple weeks, with the Kings recently having a 5-game winning streak and looking very consistent. In terms of the actual point scorers, there's a big discrepancy. For the Edmonton Oilers, obviously their top scorer is Connor McDavid with 122 points, but you compare that to the LA Kings, where their top goal point getter is Anze Kopitar, who only has 66 points on the year, and that goes back to the goals scored for both teams and the goals against. For the goals scored per game, the Oilers are 7th in the entire NHL and the Kings are 20th. As for goals against per game, the Kings are much more efficient, being 9th in the NHL, top 10, and the Oilers being 17th. So obviously there's a lot more goal scoring going on with Edmonton, but for the LA Kings, their structure and their consistency has really been a huge part of that success, and also again points to some playoff success. In my opinion, for teams like LA that are more defensively defensively structured, you're likely to see a little bit more success than teams like Edmonton. But at the same time, I think both of these teams are extremely evenly matched. Now, one important part of this series that I don't think is going to get talked about enough is the goaltending, with both Mike Smith and Donovan Quick being on the veteran side of goaltenders, to put it at the best. I mean, Mike Smith is in his 40s now, which is insane to think about. But both of these guys have history. If you remember back to the 2012 conference finals with Quick on LA and Mike Smith on the Phoenix Coyotes, LA got the advantage in that series and would later win this Stanley Cup. So there's some bad blood between the two, but both of them have been fantastic over these last couple weeks. When it comes to Jonathan Quick, overall in 46 games, he has a .910 save percentage and is also top 10 in goals saved above expected, really being great over these last few months. When it comes to Mike Smith, he's also been incredible. Over these last 8 games, he has a .963 save percentage and .800 record. So both of these guys have been at the top of their games, and even though they're on the older side, in my opinion, this series could be a lot more low scoring than people expect, mostly because of these two guys playing their hearts out and really being and playing like they're in their primes. And even though I've been talking about LA's strengths quite a bit in this video, at the same time, I think for the Edmonton Oilers, although no success in the first round is a given, especially over these past couple of years, at the same time, I think LA is going to be a strong, consistent test, especially defensively, for the Edmonton Oilers to go up against. But at the same time, I do favor Edmonton in this series, and I think as it goes on, as we start to get into Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, I think that's where Edmonton is going to start to separate themselves away from the LA Kings. I think it could maybe be 2-2 at some point, maybe at the same time, maybe it's 2-1 for the LA Kings, but I think it's at some point Edmonton is going to get further and further into the trenches and eventually dig themselves out and win this series. It'll be a tough one for sure. It's not going to be an easy one, especially physically, but at the same time, it'll be a strong, nice test for Edmonton to go on to the second round, maybe face the Calgary Flames and have an even bigger matchup there. So looking at the actual predictions themselves, looking at both teams at hand, I'm going to say the Edmonton Oilers win this series in 6. And although I don't think it's going to be an easy one by any means, I don't see Edmonton sweeping, I do still feel like Edmonton is eventually going to get past LA and move on to round 2. But that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this series. What do you think will happen? Do you see Edmonton winning? Do you see LA winning? How many games do you see this series going as well? Who do you see being the leading scorers? And what is your bold prediction for this series too? Let me know all your thoughts down below. Subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell to Sportsnet for the best sports coverage around. Make sure you share this video with your friends to Oilers fans, Kings fans, or any NHL fans you guys know out there. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic day, and goodbye.
You know how long I had to hold this pose? Everybody, Leafs Nation. You laughed. You doubted. And here we are, basking in the manifestation of my vision from when I took my dog Iggy on a walk, the Toronto Maple Leafs, at second intermission. That means heading into the third period, lead the Tampa Bay Lightning, the reigning, defending, undisputed Stanley Cup champions of the world. Toronto Maple Leafs lead them 4-0. Absurdity. Almost as absurd as having a contest with graphics and everything, asking the question, is Steve wearing pants? Do we not have the... I thought we had a thing. It was glowing and... Yeah! We have it! That's so good. Oh, man. I thought you took away the thing, and I'm like, this is the playoffs! The budget goes up in the playoffs. What's wrong with you? There it is. So, is Steve wearing pants? You could get, if you answered the form correct, contest is close. If you answered it correct, You could be one of the 10 people to get a free piece of merchandise from shopsportsnet.store. It could be anything you want. It could be a beer stein, and that's a dang beer stein, or it could be a shirt for you, or maybe a little guy or gal. This is my son's shirt that, like, it smells like laundry. He wears this. This is not brand new. I'm sure Sportsnet gave it to me for promotional purposes, but too bad. He goes through so many clothes. So many. So anyway, is Steve wearing pants? You'll find out in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shout out to Trainer Chad. I almost called him Producer Chad. Oh, wait. No, the shadow. It's hiding how gorgeous my glutes are. I've been working on my glutes so much. All this guy has me doing is squats and squat hops, and I had to make sure that I could clear this up top. Listen, I am wearing pants. They're sweatpants. And the only reason I have the confidence to show off my glorious glutes is because of Trainer Chad. Thank you, Trainer Chad. If you guessed, yes, I was wearing pants, then you could be one of the 10 people to win a merch item of your choice from shopsportsnet.store. We have new merch, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of stuff that's cool, as we sit here in the second intermission right before puck drop, this is Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Now, Molson Canadian is doing something really cool, because what is something that every hockey fan dreams of doing? That is taking a sip from the Stanley Cup. And you can actually kind of do that, because they have created a limited edition, for a limited time only, batch of beer, Molson Canadian, that was kissed by the Stanley Cup itself. Phil Pritchard holding the cup right in front of a giant vat in the distillery. The beer touches the cup and flows into the tank, where it will then flow into bottles and cans and potentially into your face. What do you think? Molson Canadian. That shouldn't be a hard word for me. Molson Canadian. There you go. Second time's the charm, or something like that. Molson Canadian, bringing it closer to the Stanley Cup. Speaking of closer to the Stanley Cup, if you win Game 1 of your first round series, you are 1/16th closer to the Stanley Cup. You need 16 wins to win the Stanley Cup, but you cannot win all 16 tonight. You need 4 wins to beat your first round opponent, and you cannot get all 4 tonight. Illigren, great hustle there on Cirelli. All the Leafs have is the rest of tonight to kill. We start this second period 4-on-4, by the way. Who was it? I believe it was Hagel and Engvall going to the box at the end of the second. Matthews drops it for Riley. Riley coming in. Marner with the patented Marner little hippie hop.
Cirelli looked like he was headed off, but comes back to play the puck. Teams change, 45 seconds left.
Heart rate monitor in the top left, by the way, is authentic. If you were just joining us. This is probably about as low as it's been all game. We did get into the 90s at one point. Pre-game, there were times where it was in the 80s. I'm excited. I got the passion, everybody. The passion that unites us all. Here on Watch the Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Only a few seconds to go here on this 5-on-5. 4-on-4, sorry. Engvall and Hagel coming out of the box. Now, there they go. As they basically run into each other and interfere with each other. Engvall grabs the puck from Victor Hedman. And all of a sudden, the Leafs working it around. They got men in front. But the puck goes wide. Engvall's out there with his line mates, so he might as well stay there for a bit. Modified. It's Tavares and Nylander. Those three have played together this season, just not very often, all three at the same time. Nylander's played much more with Engvall than Tavares has. Great pick from Engvall. He's got Kasha with him. Does he pass? Yes, he does. Oh, and it doesn't connect. Blackwell takes a tumble. Leafs doing such a good job of always having two men back. Every time I look at my heart rate and I'm like, oh, look, it's under 100. Yep, it just goes right back up. Kasha in there with Wayne Simmons. It'll be very interesting to see. Whoa, chance in front. What Sheldon Keefe does with these lines in the third. This has got to be an uncomfortable game for both these coaches, both Sheldon Keefe and John Cooper. You spend so much time debating and arguing about who should be playing on what line, who should be getting what minutes. And then a staggering amount of the game is played on the power play and penalty kill. You don't bank on taking the first two penalties of the game if you're Sheldon Keefe, and you definitely don't bank on one of those penalties being a 5-minute major. Matthews has the puck, never mind. Mark! Oh, he gets knocked down in front and he can't score. Kerfoot did a good job at least preventing the breakout as the Lightning ice the puck, and the Leafs will get an ozone face-off here. Man, Engvall, after getting out of the box, had a heck of a shift. And he had Kasha with him. Let's see what happened here. Oh, Simmons and Maroon mixing it up a little bit. You know, and we got the third period rules going. If you thought the cross-checks in the first and second were soft, that's worse. From McDonough there, that's a worse cross-check than any of the cross-checks that were actually called. Like, it's worse than Sergachev's, it's worse than Kucherov's, but it's the third period in the playoff game, and it's just not getting called. It's the way it is. I'm not complaining. I'm merely pointing out that it's ridiculous, because it is. Oh, Braden Point. You know, I haven't noticed him nearly as much as I thought I would, but every time I do, it's nearly in the back of the Leafs net. Jack getting the net.
With this Tampa team that you're going to have to get through some shifts with all kinds of pressure. And instead, they just have
Vasilevsky, tricky stop there on Engvall. Tampa held to just 16 shots so far, which is mind-blowing to me. Blackwell looking for a pass, and he shoots. I thought he was looking for Engvall, and he didn't think he had the lane. Sneaky pass to the point to Brody. Puts it on. Engvall can't tip it in. Muzzin in deep against Victor Hedman. A little too powerful for Blackwell. Blackwell avoids a big collision and somehow keeps the puck in. That's a great play from Blackwell. Kampf in there. And the Leafs didn't necessarily come all that close to scoring, but they killed a lot of the clock as over 5 minutes of this third period have expired. The Leafs with a 4-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning have still not eclipsed 20 shots on goal, which, frankly, is nothing short of shocking. Don't expect it to stay that way. Foot! Puts it on. Sergachev keeps it in. My phone is lighting up like a Christmas tree. Sir or madam, it is May. Bang! As Campbell, cool as a cucumber, puts it in his glove, and there's Kucherov with a nice little poke. Just you wait. If this series starts to go south for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and one game is not necessarily enough, but if this series starts to go south for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Okay, check for the penalty kill, shorthanded goal, check for the power
Kucherov's
play.
going to get greasier than your favorite burger joint. He is
a
an underratedly dirty player. Don't ask me. Ask the amount of times he's been suspended or fined in recent memory. Speaking of cool as a cucumber, check me out with 94. 95, damn it. I shouldn't have said anything. Here, wait. Okay, I'm going to intentionally lower it. I'm going to... Wait, I got all the way down to 93. See, I know how to be calm. For 5 second spurts. Mikheyev takes a tumble. Looks okay. Doesn't look okay at first. Tampa's fourth line out there. Tampa's depth was a huge part of both of their cup wins in 2020 and 2021. Do not underestimate them. Corey Perry had 19 goals this year, which is dumb. What year is it? Tampa puts it on, but it doesn't get through. I think Mikheyev had the high stick there. The play continues. High stick on the puck, I should say, not a pending penalty. Hydrate. Hydrate, kids. Whoa! Jake Muzzin says hello to Jake Paul. Jake Paul. Nick Paul. Whoa, and a hit from behind there from Paul. I think it was on Muzzin. It's just a blur of blue and white jerseys. Varying degrees of blue and varying degrees of white. Wayne Simmons throwing the weight around. What is this line? This is now the second time I've seen Simmons out there with Nylander. And I can't tell if it's just a fluke because of a partial line change or if it's something that Keefe is trying.
We played 7.5 minutes of the third, and the score remains the same.
It'll be very interesting to see what Keefe goes with
That pass off Kasha.
in game 2. Well, first of all, we got to get through the end of game 1, which there's still over 8 minutes left. That's a lot of minutes. Oh, Jack, look out. He had trouble handling that, and it almost cost him. Let's assume the score stays the way it is. What do you do with the fourth line? Do you leave Kyle Clifford, even though he already cost you a 5-minute major, less than 5 minutes into a playoff series? Or do you let the vet in, Jason Spezza? And then you have what I think is probably the best version of your fourth line, with Spezza, Blackwell, and Simmons, and Matthews scores! What happened? What happened? If you're a goaltender, take the goal! The Leafs up 5-0 under 12 minutes to go on home ice. My voice hitting all kinds of octaves. My heart rate hitting all kinds of numbers. What on earth happened there? Kasha dumps it in. He goes to the bench, and he's going to get a bench assist. He's going to get an assist from the bench. I don't know if Vasilevsky touched that at all. If you're a goaltender, tend the goal. Matthews is not going to miss that. His second of the game, and look at Kerfoot. We are all Alex Kerfoot right now, as the Toronto Maple Leafs take a 5-0 lead on home ice, which they earned. Through 82 games, they earned the right to be in front of this rapturous, uproarious crowd at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They earned this right to have home ice advantage over the reigning and defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, and look where it has gotten them, with a 5-0 lead in Game 1. Spectacular.
So Austin Matthews, 3 goals in
Saying this exceeds expectations would be a wild understatement. Bedlam. And that dude's, who even knows what that is? Water? I hope. Maple Leaf Square losing it. Scotiabank Arena losing it. The chat losing it. Let's go! Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, and tell all your friends that if they're not watching this right now, they are missing out. It is a party. The party up in here. And it's 5-0 Toronto Maple Leafs. And I get to talk about that 5th goal in Dang It on Thursday, the best day of the week. That's Dang It. Visit shopsportsnet.store to get all your Andrei Vasilevskiy related merchandise. Unbelievable. You want your kid to let everyone know that that's a Dang It? You can do that too. What other shirts we got? Oh, I'm sweating buckets. I'm sweating bullets. I'm sweating Austin Matthews, like, wide open shots in the 3rd period. The Leafs are up 5-0 on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Lightning don't even have 20 shots on goal. Can we get Dr. Strange to be a guest and tell us what reality this is? That is the fortune. That is the reality we have fallen into. Can we get him to do the thing where it looks, he puts his fingers up and it looks like he's driving a car? You know, he's driving a time car. You should make a movie about that. Let's get to your questions if we can. It's my wife, Hockey Hannah's birthday. Can you wish her a happy birthday? Happy birthday! Hockey Hannah! Happy birthday, Hockey Hannah! Hannah, if you're watching, which I assume you are, otherwise I said that birthday message to nobody, you need to watch every game. Yeah, you're not allowed to leave. You're not. You're not. Under 11 minutes to go in this game. Jack, what did we just talk about? Don't be like the other guy. Andrei Vasilevskiy. Never heard of him. What goalie would want to be like him? You see, sometimes I say silly things because Andrei Vasilevskiy is year in and year out the best goalie in the NHL. But ain't look like it tonight. Look at him. Oh, hey! Is he going to Bronx cheer for that? Hey! Kasha! Way! Another big one! Oh, are Perry and Simmons going to go? Are Perry and Simmons going to go? There's no reason for Simmons to take that, but also he might, like, knock out Corey Perry, so I don't know. That's it. He speared him. Wayne Simmons. Cool as a cucumber. Oh, well, they're not in the corner, though. You knew this was going to happen. I called it. And, I mean, of all the people, like, considering there's a scrum going on, I'm amazed that neither Patrick Maroon or Wayne Simmons are involved. Victor Hedman grabs Andre Kasha, and that is probably Hedman doing Kasha a favor. He's returning from a concussion. Simmons with a big hit there. How bad do you want to win the cup that you're willing to go Wayne Simmons for no reason other than you're losing? You know what? Give Corey Perry props. What's that TikTok? If you're going to be stupid, you got to be tough. Listen, that's not an insult either. I'm not opening the Wayne Simmons door. Are you? I'm not. No. I would love to know is if someone is keeping an eye on my heart rate monitor and the average, because the bigger the Leafs lead grows, the lower my average heart rate seems to go. And also, I'm like, you can actually see the perspiration. I was cold at the beginning of this intermission. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm yes. I'm no. I'm in. Then I'm out. What's the? You're up. You're hot when you're cold. You're yes when you're no. You're in when you're out. You're up when you're down. That's the last one. Katy Perry, the poet of her age. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Ron McLean quotes poems and novels that he has read because he is the smart person. And I quote Katy Perry. There's variety here, Roger Sportsnet. You can get a little bit of that Ron, big brain, likes to read stuff. Or you could get me, has a music app. How is it 5-0? Like, okay, getting over the excitement and everything. It's 5-0 right now.
My apologies. I couldn't hear what you said. Sorry, could you say that again?
No. Now, devices are talking to me, and this device knows how healthy I am or amn't. That was terrifying. It's 5-0. Put it aside. Forget how we got here. It's ridiculous we got here. It's preposterous. It's silly. Stupendous. Toronto Maple Leafs lead 5. Whoa, my gosh. There was a line brawl during the break, I'm being told, that we obviously didn't see. I assume we're going to get a replay of that, because Simmons and Maroon were being held back. O'Reilly with the bloody nose. What on earth happened? I'm sure both teams are going to be looking for a little bit of something. You know, Morgan Rielly being off the ice for the end of this game, I don't care if they're up 5 goals or 1, is not ideal. Patrick Maroon's getting the boot. We already saw Wayne Simmons go down the tunnel. I told you this would happen. The game got out of hand, and this happens no matter what. As William Nylander there says bye-bye to the guy who has won 3 straight cups. I don't think he's bothered. Simmons with a huge hit on Ruda. I didn't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. Looked clean to me. Perry tried to go him. This was just before the break. This is what we saw. Maroon doesn't really try anything. And when we came back from break, there was a Lightning player covered in blood. Riley's in the box for reasons. He's icing, hopefully his nose and not his hand. Oh, he's got the cut knuckle. He punched someone. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to try to diagnose that. How important are your hands, really, you know? Under half a period left to play. Spencer Carberry and Sheldon Keefe going over the replay on their tablet right now. Kyle Dubas shaking his head. Is Rielly getting the boot? No. Is he going off for repairs or getting the boot? No. There's still 10 minutes to go in this game. That's not great. As John Cooper looks on, looking not jacked about what has transpired tonight. And the Leafs they could just be updating this. It looks like the Leafs are going to get a 4-minute power play out of this. So if someone could get in my ear and tell me what on earth the penalties are, I know it's a Herculean task, but I can't hear the broadcast, right? There is a lot going on right now. They haven't said yet. But the score bug is showing 4 minutes, which is cool. I like that. Keefe is up 5-0 in this game, and he is still upset. I'm waiting for John Cooper to yip back over there. He's a mouthy coach, and he's earned the right, hasn't he? Back-to-back Stanley Cups, 3 trips to the Stanley Cup final with the same team. Not a lot of coaches get that privilege. A lot of them, no matter how good they do, get fired.
out of this.
Keefe looks a little bit more chill than he did a few minutes ago.
4 minutes on the board.
Ross Colton in the box.
Produces the man advantage.
Confirmed 4-minute power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs with the 9:51
Penalties still
to
to
go.
I don't think we'll get to 114 minutes, but
It's early. It's still 9:51 to go.
My friend Andrew Berkshire says they have your heart rate posted. Ha 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 ha.
it's already done.
What, are you just tuning in there, Berkshire?
Getting the face off and
Leafs on the power play, and they got an opportunity to
they have a
increase their lead.
power play goal tonight.
This is
Martin
unbelievable.
back to the line. Nylander will
I mean, I was an optimist heading into this game, but holy mackerel. Leafs 1 for 4 on the power play tonight. They have an opportunity to improve on that. Bang!
wide of the target. Matthews steps up again.
Let's not forget they scored on a 5-on-3, which is a gift from the hockey gods in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Tavares in the corner and Matthews
And on that 5-on-3, they scored before it turned into a 5-on-4. William Nylander whips on, which means the power play continued. So if the Leafs get one in the first 2 minutes here, Willie, if they get one in the first 2 minutes here, the power play will continue. Oh, Willie, watch that knee. Watch that knee.
and played past Giordano and out.
I'm sure the Leafs would like to score.
Under 9
But,
minutes remaining in the third period. A minute gone and
Also,
the
just don't
double minor to Perry.
screw it up.
And that penalty
Do not let the Lightning get a shorty here. Do not let them back into this game.
Perry's night's done. In comes
For the
Lillard.
love
One-handed
of the hockey gods, Liljegren gets ridden into the boards hard. Pick up that glove, bud. Gotta watch that point.
back towards
Gotta watch the
Engvall.
point. Engvall, who I think has had an amazing game, digs it out of the corner. Brody over to Engvall. If Engvall can develop a one-timer,
Timothy Lillard.
what a complete player. Honestly, the Engvall now from the Engvall in October, November, it's night and day. And he throws it on. The Leafs get a rebound and another rebound. And Liljegren.
Off the line. How
No
did
way.
that not go in?
That didn't go in.
Knocked off the line.
Are you serious?
Lillard had a sure goal.
Ow!
Sergachev got his stick in there.
With whose permission?
Go over or did it stay
Okay.
outside? We'll hear a buzzer if it
Fine. Same to you.
Again, the second power play minutes
All
looking
right.
dangerous.
First 2 minutes of that double minor expire, which means if the Leafs score here, the power play will be over. But they'll also have a 6-0 lead, so maybe we don't care.
Lilligren again. And
Liljegren, golden opportunity there. I'd love to know how the heck that thing didn't go in.
half of this double minor
I'm sure we'll get a
goal.
replay at the end of all this.
Down low
Engvall
again,
puts it
Engvall
on.
looking for
This
McKay.
second unit has been out a very long time.
After Lilligren took a hit.
And I think Tampa is decently content with that. Engvall blasts it.
Vasilevsky able to
What did I tell you? He works on that thing. He'll be an even. He'll be a much more complete player. And now for the last 91 seconds. Oh my goodness! Sergachev stopped it with his stick.
Did it go in? Yeah, I think this is going to be.
Oh, that's.
Wow.
Is that in?
Can you see enough of?
Oh, are they gonna review this?
About as close as you're going to get as Vasilevsky
You can't
tries
get
to
closer than that,
poke
can you?
that out of harm's way. Lilligren thinks
Oh,
he's
I don't
got
know if
one.
you
He
can get
can't
closer
believe
than
when he
that.
got up that the puck's in the corner. But this merits
And they are reviewing it.
almost an X-ray type vision. That looked like it may have gone over.
It's John Shannon's time to shine. This is where he tells you about the, what is it, the panoptic view? No, parallactic
Dan O'Rourke, Brian
view.
McNamara having a look
Is that it?
with The situation room in Toronto.
Here's the room in Toronto.
There's a sliver of white.
Where they are reviewing this. Liljegren. Oh my God. So it may end up as a goal, but if it's not, it's a heroic stick save from Mikhail Sergachev, and I got to tell you, folks, that's not a goal. It's not even close.
That last look
Mikhail Sergachev. That's unbelievable.
off the ice.
I don't care if they're down 5-0. That might have to be a hat pick.
Kept from going in.
Well, if you're Liljegren, do you even feel bad? Sergachev looks like he feels worse than Liljegren. Oh my goodness gracious.
A minute 33 to go in the Leaf power play.
Into the nose,
Serving the double minor
out to the
Perry.
mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. As the Leafs have 93 seconds to work on this power play still, and a 5-0 lead on home ice. Just over 7 minutes to go here in this first game of this first round series against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I got to tell you, I'm absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. Leafs with their sort of first unit out there. Oh, Giordano is in place of Riley, who is not in this game. I don't know if he's off getting repairs for his hand that was cut, or if he was kicked out. Suppose it doesn't matter. Here come the Lightning. And they're going to be cheating offense on this penalty kill. It makes sense. They're down 5. But the Leafs survive that little flurry. They'll take their time, and they'll regroup. Austin Matthews. Oh, he left for the bench. I was going to say a hat trick in his first game after all the tumult of last year would be unbelievable. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he has more goals in this game than he had against Montreal all series long last year. Oh! Foot blocks a McKayev shot, and that didn't look like it tickled. Those pants feel thick until a puck comes flying at them. Brody puts it on, deflected wide, and the Lightning, whoa! Almost spoke too soon. The Lightning survive. And careful, Ross Colton, a bat out of hell. 79 chasing after 78. And with 5:40 to go, the Leafs still have a 5-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 1. I came in here and I gave you this amazing speech, or this big impassioned speech about how the Leafs are going to win the Cup. And even I couldn't have predicted this. This is spectacular. The Lightning having a difficult time, let's be honest, as Leafs fans, we have a little bit of experience with, the Bruins, right, over the years. They would have... As Jack Campbell makes the save, they would have stopped playing hockey a while ago. Not saying they wouldn't mount a comeback. I'm saying they would have just been dropping the gloves and beating everyone up. The Lightning haven't really been doing that. There's Cirelli sort of saying, hey, I don't like you. The Leafs are like, I don't like you either. It's not much. 4:52 to go in this third period. The Leafs are up 5-0 on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I'm being told we have the line brawl clip. Can we show it? Here it is. So this was after we went to commercial break, and oh, wow, this got really bad. Lyubushkin going with Perry. Simmons trying to get at... I'm not even sure. Did Riley go maroon? That's a horrible mismatch. Maroon should know better. That's a horrible mismatch. Riley's a big boy, but those two aren't in the same weight class when it comes to fighting. And no wonder Riley's out of this game. It looked like he had a bloody nose. Maroon kicked out of this game as well. What did Riley get, a fighting major? I think he just left the game. Actually, let me go try to find the actual breakdown of the penalties. Oh, you texted it to me. Goodness gracious. I love this crew behind the scenes. Okay. From Chris Kren on Twitter. Pat Maroon landed a few big uppercuts on Morgan Riley before taking him down and letting him go. Riley got up and proceeded to fight Jan Ruda before throwing multiple punches at Ruda's head after he was down on the ice. Yeah, no, we don't like that. 9:51 left here in the third period. So you hope that one doesn't... I mean, they're already looking at potentially one suspension with Kyle Clifford. I don't think it's going to end up being a suspension because Ross Colton stayed in the game, and also Clifford was kicked out of a playoff game 5 minutes in. I don't think it'll end up being a suspension, but the Leafs are already looking at potentially one. I hope Riley's not too. Although I'm not going to lie, only seeing that replay once, I didn't really see what happened with Riley, other than he got beat up by Patrick Maroon. That was not good. Oh, Lightning getting close. Listen, I'm not going to say it. You got to defend the lead no matter how you got to defend the lead. But it'd be nice if they defended the lead in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Without saying the word that we're all thinking, but I can't say. Oh, Engvall almost sprung on a breakaway. Can't quite get it. Vasilevsky almost gives it away, but not quite. 4:15 to go in this third period. The Lightning only recently crossing the 21 or 20 shot threshold. Stamkos misses. Tavares gets it out. I don't think that'll be enough for ice. No, sir. Under 4 minutes to go here. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends as Jack Campbell finds a surprise in his glove. He has been sharp as his cat's claws because he has a cat and he threw a birthday party for that cat. And that guy who threw a birthday party for his cat has his team has a 5-0 lead over Andrei Vasilevsky's Tampa Bay Lightning. But look at that. Look at that. Look at you. Look at you go. This has been a delight.
3 points for Matthews tonight, 2-1.
Man.
Mitch Marner's got 3 points. Andre Kasha.
Imagine what my heart rate monitor is going to be like in an actual stressful game. I've spent most of the third period under 100. Isn't that wild? That doesn't make any sense. That's silly.
Finishing the year though 8-0-2 just settled him down, got him some confidence, and couldn't have
3.5 to go here.
Better start to this year's playoffs.
Puck goes out of play.
He settled in here tonight.
Listen, I don't want anyone else getting misconducts. I don't want anyone else getting kicked out. I don't want anyone getting hurt. Finish this game nice and peaceful like. Secure your game 1 victory. Get some ice packs and prepare for Wednesday, game 2. And by the way, we'll be here Wednesday for game 2 here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel, which is why you should click like and click subscribe and tell all your friends. Highlight pack will be up too. Sweet. Oh, that's a great little deflection. Mikheyev throws it in deep for Engvall. In a battle there with Mikhail Sergachev. The Leafs still going hard. Foot demolishing Engvall into the official. Always endearing when you do that. They love when you do that. The Leafs have won a lot of battles in their own end tonight. There was a time in the second period where it looked like the Lightning were getting the better of them. They were going behind the net. They were stripping the Leafs at every turn. But it just hasn't happened for them tonight. Ooh, we got into the 80s. Look at me go. That reaction's probably going to get me back in the 90s. Right. Icing call. All right. Hey, 86. Kucherov. He doesn't have anything tonight. That's pretty cool. 2:16 to go. Everybody. I really can't believe it. I cannot believe it. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and I appreciate that. And the Leafs are up 5-0 with just over 2 minutes to go here in this game 1 of round 1 against the defending Stanley Cup champions. And Steven Stamkos cannot put it in. Giordano in a battle. 2 boys who dreamed of playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs growing up, and one of them gets to live it. The other one 2 cups, but where were they? Yeah, not in Toronto, were they? Leafs ice the puck. Hey! Big one for Vasilevsky. Under 100 seconds. 90 seconds. The shots are still 31-23 for the lead. I said this earlier today, and I'll say it again. Everyone looks at the Leafs as this all-skill, cutesy, run-and-gun team. It's not true. The Leafs play their best hockey when they're methodical. 23-31. That look run and gun to you? That's not run and gun. That is cold-blooded, methodical, plotting, assassin-like. They created their opportunities. They had patience. They bided their time. And they capitalized when the opportunity presented itself. The opportunities on the other end, they're diving to block shots. They're getting their sticks in there. They're winning battles in the corners. They're winning battles along the boards. They're winning battles in front of the net. And when they fail in their goal, Jack Campbell is there to make save after save after save. That glove was going tonight. And unless the Lightning score 5 times in 32 seconds, I believe the Leafs will escape game 1 of the series. Up 1-0 in the series. Jake, careful. He got hit behind the net and he didn't like it. It was Ross Colton, I believe. Just avoid all body contact, man. Nope, there's a fight at center ice. This is inevitable. As the Leafs run out the clock and win game 1. The Toronto Maple Leafs with the 5-0 victory in Toronto, in Scotiabank Arena. Their house, our house. Even the kid is giving it to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah, you won in 2020. Yeah, you won in 2021. Where the heck are you now? Down 1-0, losing 5-0 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Folks, who's not jacked about Wednesday? Game 2 is Wednesday. Salutes to the home crowd, and hopefully 3 more salutes from the Toronto Maple Leafs before this series is done. Folks, this has been Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Watch a Leafs Game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian, where they have a limited edition batch of beer, limited edition, limited quality, that was kissed by the Stanley Cup. And what did that feel like? That 5-0 victory. Felt like a little smooch right there from Lord Stanley himself. Matthews, 2 goals. Muzzin kicking things off. Kampf with the shorty. Marner getting in there with his first goal since 2019 in the playoffs. And Jack Campbell. Can the Leafs win with Jack Campbell? Can they get it done with Jack Campbell? Jack Campbell with the shutout in game 1 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it indeed? Let's do a couple of your questions, and then we'll get out of here because I'm tired. I am wiped. You saw my heart rate for that game. It's still at 92. The game's over. They won. Got a video to do. Let's just do some questions. And then we'll get out of here. Jarrett says, are the muffins coming back or are they cursed? So, last year, my wife made muffins. I believe they were carrot muffins, homemade carrot muffins. And I would drink them. I would eat them as rally muffins. And the Leafs would rally. They came back a startling amount of times, but they did not win that series. So I'm going to say rally muffins are cursed. I don't think we're going to be doing the rally muffins this year. As trainer Chad nods his head in approval. And Wesley asked my favorite question, and we'll make this our last. How was your day? Wesley, I can't remember how it began, but it ended pretty damn good. Watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle, presented by Molson Canadian. I'm Steve Dangle. Folks, Leafs with a 5-0 victory in Game 1. I had a vision. Maybe you share it now too. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to allow themselves to see. Am I off? I'm not off.